Hey, good morning. Hey, JB. You still muted?
Good morning. Look, I've been up for a while, okay?
It's Monday. It's Monday.
It is Monday.
Hey. Shall we go up and say good morning to the friends in the chat?
Yes.
Hey, Lee. Lee's already, goodness gracious, Lee's up busy. And he came in 20 minutes early. Probably more like 30 now because, I was running a few minutes behind. JB was here before I was. But good morning, Lee. Thank you for coming in and laying out all the yummy foods and stuffs.
Yeah.
Let's see. I grabbed coffee.
Same.
I grabbed my coffee. Good morning, QB. Good morning, Henny. Good morning, Gail. Good morning, Shirley. She says, but BRB, going for coffee. Don't say anything good yet. You've won $1 million, but you have to be here right now to get it. Totally kidding. Don't hold me to that. I ain't got that kind of money.
You might get a chia pet, not $1 million.
Chia. Good morning, Steph. Driving home from the pharmacy. Can't say hi individually. Feel better today, girly.
Yes, feel better. And be careful driving.
Yes. No driving and texting. No. Hey, Ween Baby. Good morning. And Ween Baby, I got your message. I need to reply back to you. I'm just really bad about switching around in my IG accounts. You know how it is. Took another sick day. You not feeling good still? Or wait a minute. Were you sick when you took off Friday? QB says, dang, came in hot with JB already there. JB was literally in the backstage whenever I came into the StreamYard.
Yes. JB's been busy this morning. So, insomnia. So, woke up at 4:30 this morning and said, let's stay awake.
Yeah. Well, I got kiddo on the bus this morning and did a little bit of catching up on the computer, watched a few videos, started some laundry, switched laundry out from overnight washing, and unloaded the dishwasher. And at some point here in a little bit, I'm going to take my phone in there while we're watching a video. And because we got some videos we're going to be watching today too on here. But Um, I will take my phone in the kitchen and load the dishwasher with you guys while we're watching a press release or something here in a little bit. So,
Multitasking, multitasking.
yeah, good morning, JC. Good to see you. And hey,
Hmm.
Kayleen.
Lean
Kayleen,
Baby is taking a hooky day.
I see that. Kayleen's like, well, Kayleen took a whole sick day last week just because she wanted to diamond paint. Look at
Hmm.
that. Playing hooky, hooky.
I wish I could play hooky for a day. That would
Yeah,
be nice.
yeah.
I can't do that though.
Steph says Missy's having vision problems. She can't see herself going to work instead of diamond painting and hanging out with us. That's right.
Back.
Ah, Steph, there you go. Steph says infection must be pretty bad because they doubled the normal dosage.
It's probably a good thing though, Steph.
Yeah. Yeah. Kayleen's like, for real playing hooky. Mm. All right. So, QB, ma'am, do you want me to wait on you or are you going to be a little bit coming in? Ooh, we maybe had to watch Paul Ferguson sentencing. When was that? Was that
Ooh,
or was that last week? I totally missed that. What did he get?
same, same. Missed it. Same.
Completely missed it. So today
It's,
we are going to be talking about, oh, he got 30 to 100 daggone years. What?
that's a big sandwich.
Mm. QB says, Jenny making me feel bad with all the stuff she's done, and I'm here laying in the bed trying to get up. Hey, don't worry. I went to bed early last night, so.
Me too. My meds kicked in, and then I was up early.
Right? Paul Ferguson is that's what I thought. I was confused for a minute because I was thinking Vander Ark, but she's his son, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Paul Ferguson is the brother of the boy that was the Shanda Vander Ark or
Mm-hmm.
whatever her last name is. Paul is her son.
Yep.
Um, yeah, his teenage brother. They kept him in the closet and
Mm.
didn't feed him, and it was awful.
Good morning,
Awful.
Cal.
Good morning, beautiful Kel. Good morning, beautiful Kel. Okay, QB, no worries. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started this morning. Um, so we have the girls decided there was Morgana and JB and QB and Steph and myself discussed how we wanted to do the Delphi case because I put a poll up over the weekend in the community tab and several of you guys voted. And because I was like wanting to vote and wanted to make a poll to see what you guys wanted to talk about this week. And among all the options, the vast majority said Delphi. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to the girls had the idea. I don't remember which one originally. I think maybe JB, but I'm not positive. Had said, why don't we start back from the very, 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 very beginning?
Yep.
And so that's what we're going to do. I found a really cool website. It's a news station's website with a timeline that they keep adding to as things happen. And then it starts back from like the day the girls went missing. So we've got press releases that we can add into the mix when we get to those certain points. We've got documents, we've got photos, we've got all the things. So Kayleen said, I said 12 Angry Men because you said you had not watched it. I haven't watched it. I've not.
Oh my goodness, Jenny.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Hold on. What was I going to? Hey, Sherry. Good morning. Hold on. Hey, Margaret.
If we
Hold on.
got more people pop in.
Good morning, everybody. Make sure to hit the thumbs up when you come in the door. I would appreciate
Yeah. Put that DNA on the like button.
Yeah. Leave
Lee's
your DNA.
got the thingy. I can't remember it, but yeah, Lee's got the thingy. The spiel.
Let me see. QB says, Margaret, I've been waiting for you to help me put one foot in front of the other. And Kel, I 100% agree with Lee. You were amazing yesterday on Shay's live stream. I may or may not have shed a few tears myself. That was pretty amazing, friend. And love you so much. And also, Lindsay's laugh is just makes me dead. Just put me in a hole and bury me because when she laughs, it just
It makes her
cracks
laugh.
me up.
Yep.
Okay. Oh no, Ween Baby says I measured my 11-year-old yesterday. He's 5'4". He's taller than me.
Holy moly, yep, taller than me.
Oh, here Steph's TMJ turned into an infection and clogged salivary glands. Lots of prayers for Miss Steph today that she rests
Yes.
and gets to feeling better very, very soon.
No talkie stuff. No talkie. Quiet talkie. No talkie. Rest your jaw.
I absolutely did have laughs, Kel. Absolutely. So many laughs. It was so good. It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me get another swig or two of coffee, and then we're going to share the screen with you guys so you can see what we're going to start with.
I had to do the same.
I got, ooh, Kayleen. Kayleen said the same thing that the doctor told Steph about the candy.
Mm-hmm. Lemon candy, yep. Or sour candy, yep.
Wow.
That's crazy.
All right. So we're going to share this website here. This is CBS 4 News. This is where I found this interactive timeline, okay? And it's pretty cool. I'm going to share this link with you guys. So if I would love for you to stay on course with us, but there's no way that we're going to be able to cover all this in a day. So I'm going to split them into parts. This is going to be part 1. And then the further we go, we'll make individual parts. But if you feel like you can't stop when we do and you want to keep going, there's the actual timeline. So, and we're going to start there. And JB, I'm going to have, like, if you can, because I get like tunnel vision.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to go straight past something and you'd be like, oh, wait a minute, we have a
Yep. I
video or
gotcha.
an article or whatever. So,
I gotcha.
yeah. But we're going to get started here with the timeline. So,
Mm-hmm. Y'all, our research team was researching once we the decision was made about going back to the very beginning. So we got lots to share.
Mm-hmm.
So
I read Shirley's comment as well. Pop Tarts is Pop Tarts. Why did I read that way?
mm, mm.
She says, well, parts is parts, but I totally read Pop Tarts. Ay, ay, ay.
Are you
Okay,
hungry?
I must be. I must be. All right. So the Delphi Murders timeline. Um, Back in like 2017, it was February the 13th to be exact, is the day that um, Abby Williams and Libby German, they had like no school that day for whatever reason. I don't know if it was like
Scheduled day off, I
a,
believe is
a
what it was.
scheduled, yeah, like a scheduled calendar day off, um, or what, but they had that day off, and so they were dropped off by one of the it was Libby's sister, um, Kelsey, I think is her name,
Mm-hmm.
dropped them off at just a trails. There's trails there in Delphi, Indiana. I can't remember what the name of the trails are, but um, they were going to be picked up. I think they dropped them off like around 1:30 ish. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was about 1:30 that they got dropped off. And they were supposed to be picked up. The dad was going to pick them up at 3. Well, when he got there, they were nowhere to be seen. They had the specific location where they were going to meet him at, and they never did find him. They never could get back a hold of the girls via their phone or anything like that. So, um, but here it says no one has been convicted in the February 2017 murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. Here's how the case has unfolded. So the 13th, dropped them off at 1 p.m. Libby and Abby dropped off. A family member took Libby and Abby to a trail near the Monon High Bridge and dropped them off around 1 p.m. The teens failed to show up at a predetermined meeting location. They're reported missing at 5:30 p.m. So after 2.5 hours after they were supposed to meet with the dad,
Right.
and I don't remember which dad, if it was Abby's dad or Libby's. It would have been Abby's dad, right?
I was just brushing up on it too, and I done forgot which one it was.
Yeah. Um, but this is a picture of the Monon High Bridge. Um, oh, hold on a second. I'm getting a massage.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second, you guys. Oh, okay. That's a cool idea. JB.
Mm-hmm.
JB's
It
got a
wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Go back and look.
or QB. Sorry, I can't. JB QB, JB QB, JB QB.
I correctified.
Correctified,
I had to
correctified.
correctified.
All right.
I was passing the message.
Mhm. You were. Hold on, let me open the video up. QB has a poll idea. So let me pause for a minute and come over here and open this up so I can make a poll. I'll have to mute my video. Oops. Sorry about that. I knew that was going to happen.
It's okay.
Um, Okay, start a poll.
And QB corrected us. It was Libby's sister that dropped the girls off at the trail.
Oh, if I didn't say Libby, I meant to, because I remembered it was Libby's.
And then it was Libby's dad that was going to pick them up.
Okay. Thank you for that. Um, QB, do you want to send me some ideas for the answers to opt from? Send me those, and yes. Shirley, this happened in Delphi, Indiana.
Back
Gosh,
2017.
like 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that is in literal prison for it hasn't even been convicted yet.
Yep. There's been a lot of stuff come out with this case. A lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
it's got its whole, I mean, it's got a whole zip code on its own. Just the whole story it has like is massive and crazy. QB, you can send them to the panel chat thing in Discord.
Shirley, there's a lot of debate on whether or not the one who's sitting in prison waiting to be actually go to trial for this, whether he's done it or not. Um, there's a lot of speculations. People have different opinions and things on that line, but yeah, we don't technically really all know if he's the one that's really done it.
Yeah, we don't really know. Um, and there's a lot of people on the fence. I mean, there's a lot of people on the fence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But
Um,
because there's this case is so complex, I think that was one reason why we decided to start back at the very beginning.
hmm
That a way we could all recap about Libby and Abby. They're the girls. They're the victims in this. Besides the um, parents and family members and things along that line. So,
yeah.
but
Um, I want to make this smaller. I was wanting to make it a little bit bigger so that you guys could see it better, but it's not going to work unless I. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let me run over here and put these answers in the poll and see. It's not ready yet, you guys. Hold on just a
nope,
second.
nope, nope, not ready yet. We'll get there.
Mm,
Ween Baby, that's a possibility too. We really don't know. Because obviously Richard Allen, he's the accused. His health has drastically declined. Um,
mhm.
so there's no telling what they're trying to do. Yeah, QB, you're right. Regardless, he shouldn't be in a dang prison. That's right. He's not been charged. Why is he in a place where people who have been charged?
All right. I made the poll. The poll is available. Um, QB, I made a couple adjustments because one of them that you put, I'm like, no, I ain't putting that on there. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so let's get back to it. So the girls don't return. Um, we talked about that. They're reported missing at 5:30 p.m. the same day. Um, and then um, This is a photo of. I wish it would let me open these photos, make them bigger, but it won't. See if I can
And
make
it's a
that.
Monon High Bridge
Yeah.
trail.
The
Mm-hmm.
Monon High Bridge Trail. And it just kind of shows, it's just one of those neat little wooden signs,
Mm-hmm.
historic trails.
Well,
Um,
too, a lot of what people don't realize is Delphi was known for their trails.
mhm.
That's one of the touristy things about Delphi was all the trails and the historic trails, to that matter.
Yeah.
So that's what brought things into the little bitty Delphi was
Mhm.
all that stuff. So
Yeah, I think they said I heard somewhere when I was watching something they said that the trails there in Delphi are like the largest amount of trails in the whole state of Indiana is in Delphi.
yeah.
Um, oh, hold on, let me scroll up here. It says the search begins. Volunteers join law enforcement to search for the girls. Carroll County Sheriff Tobe Lisenby says there's no reason to believe the girls are in immediate danger. Mm, mm. QB, keep your pants on, sister. Okay. The search resumes after an exhaustive night. This is now the next day. Now, on the next day, which is Valentine's Day, February the 14th, after an exhaustive night of searching for Abby and Libby, teams continue looking for the teens in the morning. The effort includes police, volunteers, K-9 units, and dive teams.
Hmm. We also have an article of that, of the missing.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to go over that yet or not. This was before.
We'll go a little bit more and see.
Okay.
Um, but the reason that they had a dive team come out is because if you're not familiar, the Monon High Bridge literally runs over top of, I think it's Deer Creek.
Yeah, Deer Creek.
And so there's just this creek that runs through there. And like I said, that bridge goes over, and that bridge is an old, was it a railroad bridge? Like what kind?
Yeah, it was a railroad bridge and it was 75 feet above, I think it was 75 feet above the creek.
It's pretty
So,
high up there.
yeah, it's really high up there.
Um, all right. And then here on the same day, February the 14th, searchers find bodies. Search teams
Hmm.
find two bodies about a half mile away from the bridge at 12 p.m. So it was pretty early in the day when they were found.
Yeah.
Um, and uh, let me come over here and check the chat really quick. Am I missing any?
It's, well, most everybody's talking about how it's kind of wrong that they have Richard Allen sitting in a prison
Mm-hmm.
before being charged.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, QB's right. They originally did think that they had fell through the bridge down
yeah.
into the creek.
Yeah. Well, I remember that the what was his name, Dalton or Donovan,
Hmm.
or the friend from school. So that was the first thought that he had, was that they fell because, yeah, I mean, if you fell off that bridge, I don't you would not survive it.
Mm.
I wouldn't think.
No, not as rocky and stuff as that creek is too.
Yeah, and that creek wasn't. It does not like deep.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it may be in some parts, but it wasn't right there. I don't think.
Mm-mm. Not that
Uh,
I remember.
so, yeah, Shirley, they, like I said, they were found about a half mile away from there in the woods around a tree or in between around some trees.
Don't forget about the presser prior.
Let me run over there and look at that. Ooh. Was it the very first one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me open this. Yeah, okay, this is it. So we have this, and thank you again to QB and JB for finding the vast majority of these and posting them in a neat little package for me, all nice and tidy. They've been working together and making this like little Google thing with these links to keep everything nice and tidy and in order, and I love it.
QB's been the one organizing. I just been pulling the information.
You guys are friggin' awesome, man.
She
Friggin'
helped pull videos too. So I was pulling videos, articles, documents, all that. So
okay.
she's the organizer. I'm just the finder.
You're a fact finder, and QB's a fact organizer. All right. Now let me share a different one. I should have done that a little bit different, but that's okay. So here we have this press release was posted 7 years ago. So this is right when it happened. Um and you can tell that I watched this all the way through this morning or last night. I can't remember which because I watched so many videos, but this one is you can tell that they are,
They're kind of shocked. They're
they're
shocked and they're
shocked.
leery about
They're
what's.
they're really trying to watch what they say. Um and they're nervous and you can feel like fear.
Mm-hmm.
Um so yeah. And you keep in mind, Delphi is a very small town.
Yes.
Literally one of those towns where everybody knows everybody, right? And um, so to have something like this happen inside of a small town like that,
Mm-hmm.
it would creep you the blank out because, yeah, they don't have a suspect at this time. So, but we're going to play this and I'm going to mute my microphone. This
Same.
video is 10 minutes long, 10 minutes and 26 seconds. But this is the very first press release or press release. So let me mute my mic real quick.
I'm Riley. I'm with the Indiana State Police. I'm the public information officer from the Lafayette Post.
Steve Mullen, Delphi Police Department, Chief of Police.
Topol, as in the Carroll County Sheriff.
Basically, we're going to make this, it's going to be short and sweet. We don't have that much at this point in time. Basically, what we've got, we have found two bodies. Is that the Sugar Creek? Deer Creek, sorry. In Deer Creek, about a mile east of town. We are investigating this as a crime scene. We suspect foul play. We have not made positive identification of the two bodies, so we're not going to be releasing any information on them at this point in time. We've got the Indiana State Police is assisting the Carroll County Sheriff's Department and the Delphi City Police Department in the investigation here. We also have the FBI Crime Scene Investigation Group here out of Indianapolis. And One thing the family asked us to do is to thank all the communities around Delphi and the people here in Delphi for assisting in attempting to locate these the two young children that were missing earlier. They just wanted to say thank you to those people, and thank you. They were just wanted to express their gratitude toward the hard work that was done in helping search for these children.
Has the search been called off for these two teenagers?
Not officially, because we have not positively identified the bodies at this point in time.
You have people still searching the woods and creeks and fields.
We still have, there's still people out looking, but it has been scaled back. Let me just put it that way.
Are the bodies of the two individuals recovered, are those of young female children?
I'm not at liberty to give that information out as of this time.
Who found them?
I'm not going to say at this point in time.
Why do you believe that there was foul play?
Just the way the bodies were found. That's about all I can say at this point in time.
Were they in the water?
They were on the edge of the water, from what I understand. That's about the best I can tell you.
Any outside injuries?
I'm not going to make a comment on that at this time.
What time were they found?
That I'm not sure. 12:15,
12:15.
about 12:15 this afternoon.
Are there any either suspects or persons of interest being questioned at this time?
We have not gotten that far into the investigation, so I cannot comment one way or the other.
Sheriff, you are from this community. Talk about the toll this search and this apparent recovery has taken on your county.
It's been a long several hours. It's played tremendously on the emotions of the community, but the plus is, the positive is the outreach of love and support for the families involved. I think that's been fantastic. It speaks highly of our community.
You've talked to the families. There's been no identification, but we could hear that this was a sad meeting.
There is some sadness, yes.
How long do you think it's going to take, of what you know so far? How long do you think it's going to take to positively identify these two?
I can't speak for the coroner. He's the one that will take care of that part. That's not something I can give you that information at this point in time.
How far down was it from the bridge? Downstream.
Probably more than a mile, or less than a mile, rather.
I'm going to say somewhere between half and 3/4 of a mile. I'm guessing the road curves back in there, so it's really hard to tell as the crow flies how far it is, but I'm going to guess about a half to 3/4 of a mile back there.
It wasn't that far from where the search started. You mentioned hours of searching, hundreds of people. So were they not in plain sight in that area, that it would have taken a long time for you guys to find them?
We really don't want to comment on that at this point in time.
Are there any?
We don't really want to put out too much information at this point in time. Something I will do, if you follow me on Twitter, I'm going to probably put tweets out approximately every hour on updates. It may be as much as that. I'm just going to say we have nothing new at this time, but I will try to do that for at least the next 4 to 6 hours.
How do you suspect, do you presume that these are the two people you were looking for?
I really can't comment on that at this point in time.
Were there any visible injuries or other signs of trauma to the bodies that were discovered?
We're not going to make any comment on that either. I know we're not giving you much. I understand that, but I mean, we're at the baby stages of this case. At this point in time, I cannot release really much more information. As soon as I can, I will be more than happy to put stuff out.
Who's the lead investigator?
Carroll County is actually the
Sheriff's
lead.
Office.
Is it fair to say the search has been drastically scaled back?
Correct. I will say that, yes.
Sheriff, are you classifying this as a homicide investigation at this stage?
It's a death investigation with unknown sources.
Chief, you've not said anything that this is your town. Talk about the impact this has had on your town.
It's had a terrible impact on our community. The people who participated in the search, the people who have participated in all the efforts to try to find the victims in this case are very much appreciated. But I know it's had a terrible effect on our people, and we are grieved this sort of thing would happen here in our community. I am pleased to see the community come out and help us the way that they have. I'm very pleased to be part of a community that has done everything they have done to help us out in this case.
Going forward, you're going to do everything. Obviously, you can't find out who was involved in this. I know earlier when we talked, pretty much all the law enforcement's been holding back tears because these young girls and families and the whole search is really taking a toll on you. So are you going to do everything, exhaust every option, just like you did in the search, to find out who was involved in this?
Yes.
Anything to say to the community?
Huge thank you.
Yes, thank you for all their help.
Should people in the community be afraid right now, based upon what you've seen and you know?
I think people are smart enough in our community to draw their own conclusions about what they should feel and shouldn't feel. Our people are very smart. We have a very good community, and they are very strong. And they are able to draw their own conclusions about this whole situation, I think, quite successfully. Thank you for the question.
Because, and the reason I ask is I hear the words foul play suspected. And people might be wondering if there's somebody running around this community preying on people that they need to be afraid of.
I understand what you're saying.
Should they be?
I do. I think people are able to draw their own conclusions about this situation, and they are smart enough to figure out that what the situation warrants them to think. So that's all we have to say about that.
And you said you scaled back the search completely. So the hundreds of people, even they were coming up a little bit ago, can I offer my help? Can I get back out there? At this point, do you guys not want more people heading out in that area? What's the advice for people who do want to be involved in the search?
They can continue to help in the way we need the assistance at. I am not at the scene, and I'm not aware of what's going on out there at this point in time, so I can't really say what we're going to use them for. We may be just telling them we thank you for your help, and we may just be sending them back. So, again, it's we believe what you believe what you can, and then we got to go with the truth that we have. So that's what we're working at.
One final thing, you started off with a statement about finding the bodies. I said Shrewsbury. Can you say that over again with the Rankin Creek?
Deer Creek.
The bodies were found in the Deer Creek area, just east of town, about a mile from the 3/4 to a mile east of the the
Freedom Bridge.
Freedom Bridge. I know I didn't help you much there, but
It's not from Freedom Bridge or the Monon
High Bridge.
High Bridge.
I'm not sure which bridges.
They're two separate bridges.
I know. So
Yeah.
which
Freedom Bridge is on the Heartland, and
Okay.
High Bridge is
It's
the bridge that's
back.
farther up that used to be the
Yeah.
railroad
So how
bridge.
far from High Bridge? I think that was the last known location.
Within probably 3/4 of a mile or so.
Okay, and how close were they to the area where they were supposed to be picked up by their relatives?
Within that 3/4 of a mile. So
Okay.
Is that with the flow of the creek or against the flow?
it would be upstream.
Upstream against the flow of the creek.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
That's really all we got right now. I'm Riley. I'm with the
Thoughts? What are your thoughts?
I'm very cautious on what they were actually releasing at the time. They did not want to say a whole lot about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fair enough. I mean, it had been literally like 2 hours since they found him, I think.
Mm.
Hey, y'all.
Hey,
Hi,
Kitty. Good to see you up here this morning.
Thank you. Thank you. I have PT in a little bit, but I thought I'd come up while I could.
Yay. Well, I'm glad you
Yay.
did.
Because y'all know I got opinions.
Mhm.
Jenny, don't get scared. I'll leave my conspiracy theory out.
Oh, I mean, no, you can consider conspiracy theory all day long, honey. Shirley said, looks like the big guy's blood pressure is up.
Yeah.
Mm, mm.
Yep.
The Ween Baby says, when this case happened, the first thing I thought was that they were catfished. Well, that was one theory.
That
We'll
was
talk
one
about
theory.
that
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at that.
Let's see, with them both being going over a broken bridge, that's a possibility that they were lured.
Mm-hmm. And then there was a lot of theories at first too.
Yeah.
But this is
Tons.
literally whenever it first broke. And, because like I said, we started it back at the very beginning when they first went missing. So,
And I will say this: there were tons of theories and tons of people looked into, and well, I don't know. You're starting at the beginning. Well, I guess it's kind of at the beginning. Richard Allen had told them that he was there, but he was never even on their radar. And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh, we arrested somebody.
mm-hmm.
Right. But that isn't until
That's later. It's
4
much
years
later.
later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
much later on.
Yeah, although he did, like I said, he did tell them in the beginning, the very beginning, that he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had asked the public for certain things. There were things
Yeah.
that were released, and they were like, "We need the public's help. We need
Yeah.
to know, if you were there and you saw something, let us know." That kind of thing. They did go out and start asking the public after the girls were found. So,
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to go back over to the timeline and back to this and see where we land here. During a 2 p.m. news conference, which is what we just watched, authorities say they found 2 bodies without providing identification. They say for the first time that foul play is suspected. And the dude that did most of the talking, his name is Sergeant Kim Riley with Indiana State Police. The next day, on February the 15th, autopsies are conducted in Terre Haute at 8 a.m. Authorities convene a meeting to discuss the findings. Do we have that?
no, I don't think we do.
Wonder if we can find that.
I'm looking.
She's just stand by.
Yeah, because I'd like to see what that press release says. But yeah, there's so many different people who, like, they either know just about everything about the case, and then you have people who know nothing about the case. They've never even heard of it. And then you
Yeah.
got people in the middle who are like me, who, like, I learned about this when it happened, but I didn't really, like, pay much attention to it until way later after they made that arrest.
Well, also in the beginning, actually up until about, I guess, actually up until they arrested Richard Allen, it really was almost like a cold case.
Mm-hmm.
And they were doing press conferences. In the beginning, they were doing them like as they normally would. And then it was like a year later they did one, and then it was like 2 years later they did one, and it was at the it was because people were like, we need to know what's going on. Like, y'all need to tell us something. And so they would come out and they would say, oh, we got this, or oh, we got that. And so to me, it was a little sus that they didn't come out and say anything until they were pressed on it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. It
Have
was very
opinions.
hush hush until they literally were like in your face about it.
And
Going,
it still is, because they got in their face and said everything about Richard Allen, and then they were like, oh, by the way, no, y'all can't talk about it.
Yep.
Right. Hold on a second. I'm looking.
I do have the results. I'm looking for the it says autopsies of the girls ruled their deaths as homicides, and their wounds were caused by a sharp object. Investigators also determined that articles of clothing from the girls were missing from the scene. Trying to, I got a list of documents here. Hold on. Here we go. What that? Oh, that's the one Googly Moogly got 118 documents released. That's when they did the dump.
Yeah, that's when they had the dump, and I've already gone. That's some of the ones that I sent Jenny.
Yeah, I think maybe the autopsy results might be in there.
I know I've got an article too that's on our link on our deal about when the bodies were found.
Yeah, here, let's see. I'm scrolling through here. Do.
Yeah, I'm looking around for autopsy one.
Where's the old stuff?
Down at the bottom. Are you on the Google?
Yeah, it's reversed, right?
Yeah. This is when the articles were originally released. Autopsy scheduled for bodies found. And
here we go.
It takes a minute for it to load because it's pulling from way back.
Way back. Okay, here's the lab results on some things. I'll keep looking.
Yeah, my computer is being so piddly right now. I'm trying to move things around, tabs, some of these different tabs.
Yeah, this document dump was 283 pages.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we're not giving you anything. We're not giving you anything. We're not giving you anything.
And then,
here.
Bam. Okay, hold on here. I might be able to pull.
I can't search because I'm on my phone. I can't search. She said, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Be quiet, QB.
WXIN WTTV. Going over here to this one. Let me see if I can find.
I don't ever remember seeing the actual autopsy, so I don't know if that was in the document dump or not.
It
I know
was. I
they.
don't think it was in the
I
document
don't
dump.
think it. I don't think. I don't know that it was released. I just know that they said, what it found.
No, I'm talking about what I'm looking for isn't the actual autopsy. I'm looking for the press release of
Oh,
the
the press
autopsy
release. Okay.
Give me
where they
just a
talk
minute.
about what they found.
I'm
I
on the.
think
I'm trying to
that
pull from back then.
might be the. Let me go back to the Google Doc. The first on the Google Doc, the first presser. I know they released. I think they released the original suspect info. I don't know if they said anything about the autopsy on that one.
Hmm.
My computer is working really slow this morning.
Same. I'm rolling.
I'm back here on
But I'm not finding it. We'll just go ahead and scooch on. And if we do come across it, then we'll take a look at it. All right. So, the autopsies were conducted, however, in Terre Haute at 8 a.m. on February the 15th. Authorities convene a meeting to discuss the findings. So, I'm going to.
I'm still looking.
I'm pulling from the day after the autopsies were conducted.
Shirley said, agreeably, they probably wanted someone to say something no one else would know. Yeah. Right, Shirley. They often won't say things whenever they're looking for their suspect because they don't want to let them know what they know so that they can go hide things, On February the 15th, a double homicide investigation. It says at 3 p.m. on the 15th, police confirmed the identities of the bodies found as those of Libby and Abby. They say the case is being investigated as a double homicide. On February the 15th, photo released. At 7 p.m., Indiana State Police release a photo of a man seen walking on the trail around the time the girls disappeared. They stopped short of calling him a suspect. So this is the picture of what they later lovingly refer to him as BG or Bridge Guy. Let's see. And then on the next day, on February the 16th, a tip line is set up. It says police set up a tip line for information in the case. In the evening, state police search a home in Delphi. No arrests are made.
We have articles on those.
On that we do?
Yep. Yeah, we have articles on that and the asking for public for help.
Okay, perfection.
We have the ISP search and then, like I said, asking public for help ID. They're labeled down there on the Wayback Machine articles.
Okay. Let me open this one. Mm-hmm. I have to close out some of these tabs because goodness gracious, it's running so slow. Okay, it's popped up now. Let it load. I wonder if it's because it's from the Wayback Machine, if it's like taken
No,
time loading all this like JavaScript or whatever you want to call it.
it could be, but because Wayback tends to run slow because it is pulling from years back. So it's an archive.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it can take, like when I was pulling for the Scott Peterson stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it was, yeah.
I'm here, y'all. The diva's being the most.
Is she now?
She is. She'll be all right.
Everybody still with us?
I'm here.
I'm here. Everybody's in chat.
Shirley said the prosecutor's office didn't immediately reply to two girls were found dead near the Monon High Bridge on February the 14th. An autopsy showed that they had been stabbed. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Libby
a little
says,
more than that.
Mm-hmm.
oh God, I remember people seeing objects like cars and guns in the wood patterns. Oh. They would post a pic and be like, this is a car, and it would be a wood knot.
Yep. Facts.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share this.
Yeah, it was interesting because that first press conference, and I mean, I get it. They were not confirming it was them, but then they turn around and they're like, well, the search efforts have been taken back. The families asked that you be respectful, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, y'all know it's them. Just say it's them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it, but
Right.
they all but said it. They all but said it.
So this is one of the articles that JB pulled up. And it says Delphi, Indiana, multiple agencies continue the search for two missing 13-year-old girls in Carroll County. This was before they were found, right? Police say the girls were supposed to be picked up by family members at a predetermined time and place, but when the family arrived, the girls were not there. Family and friends immediately began to search for Liberty and Abigail in the nearby area. Police say they were last seen shortly after 1 p.m. near an abandoned railroad bridge known as Monon High Bridge, just east of Delphi. They give a description of what they're wearing.
It keeps going as I go on down. Hold on, I'll be right back with you guys, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Based on the information given by family and friends, police listen to this. Based on the information given by family and friends, police do not believe foul play is involved and have been given no information that would lead them to believe the girls are in any immediate danger other than exposure to outside elements.
So originally, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead, honey.
So originally, they thought they had gotten lost because neither one of them had a good sense of direction. So that was their initial thought, was that they had gotten lost. And they were trying to find them because it was February, it got dark early, it was cold, and they were worried about the elements. Then it became, when that didn't pan out, then they thought, oh, maybe they fell off the bridge, but they never suspected anything like this, not until they found them.
Right. Officers looked into issuing an Amber Alert, but were informed this incident does not meet the criteria. And then let's see. What, honey?
Hi.
She said hi. Oh. What, honey?
Oh,
Oh, I heard Miss Diva. Okay, I'm waiting on this article here to pop up just so I can save it. But I'm going to go to a different one. Okay, this one was when they were found. Let me go to that one. Thank you guys for being patient with me.
yeah, Shirley, that part wasn't released until much later.
Yeah,
About
that was
it was much later that they came out with the cult information.
Yeah, that one came on like way later. I mean, keep in mind this has been going on. This happened 7 years ago.
7 years, yeah. And again, initially they said it looked like someone had tried to bury them. They didn't say anything. They didn't say anything about the cult stuff until much later.
Mm-hmm.
The cult stuff wasn't brought up until like this past year.
Yeah, this past year. And then Shirley, you talk about keeping an officer. We'll get to it, but that crime scene was a whole hot mess.
And to be fair, I think that the information about the cult stuff came out early, but it was just a quick little like blip.
Yeah, it was just like
And
a
then-
hiccup.
I'm coming, Jolie. Hold on just a second, baby. I'm gonna run and grab her a quick bite real quick.
Okay.
You guys wanna chit chat for a minute?
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I was smart today. I prepared everything in advance.
Yay.
I've
Yay.
got
Mom win.
quick
Mom
snacks
win.
ready. So, but I'll be right back.
Oh, this cat. This cat.
Mm-hmm. The
Yeah, Wing Baby. They were like, it's unique. It's unique. But they she said something and then I was gonna say something and now I forgot.
well, the cult stuff being mentioned, maybe, or no?
No. About them. I'll think of it probably at midnight.
Yeah. Ain't that typically how it works? I know. Let's see here.
These animals today. Look. I'm trying not to leave you on your own.
Oh no, you're good.
But
It's okay.
You hear?
I do. She's extra. It's okay because mine are about to be
unique.
extra too because it's so nice outside. We got the back door open and that's where our puppies go in and out, so they tend to get excited.
Gail. Bye, Gail.
Bye, Gail.
Dang it! There was something, and clearly it's not important, but it was important in my head.
Let's see here. I can't see. I'm trying to read chat. Yeah, Wimby, they did say at first it was a unique crime scene. Yes.
Unique.
Yep. And we'll go on, Shirley, as we do this dive, because I think it's like Jenny said, we start at the beginning, and we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll definitely get there. It's just there's a
And
lot.
there is so much this case, y'all. Like
What's funny though is most of it is from 2003 forward.
not 3, 23.
Yeah, that too. Look, I'm still working on my coffee. 2023. It was like
Yes.
nothing. They didn't really release anything until they arrested Richard Allen, and then it was like, here's all the things.
Well, he was arrested in 2022.
Yeah.
And then
22.
the document dump was in 2023.
Yeah.
So.
But then they started talking about all of it.
All of it.
And
yes.
It was like, where was all this the last 7 years?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was my thing. Like hi.
Hi.
Did I miss anything?
No. We're just chit chatting.
What was you saying? Maybe I was listening, girlfriend.
Oh, I was just saying it was like, oh God, I lost it again. My brain today, y'all. Like I said, like it was so weird, like and it's hard to not dive into some of the things that we know that came out later when we're talking about stuff from earlier. But they were like, oh, this is the sketch of the guy, and then they were like, no, wait, this is the sketch of the guy. And then they were like, these people are suspects, and they went down, and I mean, I get why they did it. They went through like
phases,
SA predators and stuff like that, and they went through all that, and not once was Richard Allen ever mentioned. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, we've made an arrest and this is the guy, and it's like, huh?
Right.
Y'all know I got opinions. I won't bring up my conspiracy theory, but regardless, I feel like Richard Allen is a patsy. I feel like he's a patsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beyond a shadow
I mean, a
of
lot
a
of
doubt.
people do. A lot of people do. And then a lot of people are like, he's the obvious, dude. But I don't know. I don't know. Let's
Okay, go back to the beginning. I'm sorry. I'm all the way at the end again.
Well, we were talking about how we didn't have very much about the case until Richard Allen was arrested, and then nothing until they did the big document dump last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning, I mean, there isn't. I mean, like I said, they were doing press conference, and then 1 year press conference, and then 2 year, and then 4 year. So.
Well, here, this is one of the articles that JB sent. And it says the headline for this was dated on February the 14th. And it's saying autopsies scheduled for 2 bodies found during search for missing Carroll County teens. It says police say the bodies were found in Deer Creek in Delphi, about a half mile from the bridge. They're not releasing IDs on the body at this time. They can't comment on any injuries or trauma. This is when the authorities called off the actual search. And again, just more like information about what the girls had on, that kind of thing.
And I'm not sure if that was when they released. I know they said that there were certain clothes that were missing or not missing. But I don't remember if that's when they released that Libby was less dressed than Abby was.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking through some of these. Okay, so I got that one, and that one.
Let me
Let's
pull up
see.
the.
I can't really work the way back right now with StreamYard because it's lagging.
Yeah, it's. Are you going down? You're going down the articles on the way back, where it says articles from way back.
Yeah. I was just looking to see which one of these pressers I wanted.
Okay. So you did the first two, right? Under the articles from the Wayback Machine?
Because we can pull it off of the
yeah.
dock if we need to.
Well, I don't want to pull it off, but I'm going to bold it.
Okay.
I don't want to remove it because it's good to have it there so
Mhm.
we can go back. But hang on a second. Why is it not letting me? I just figured I would bold it. That we've done that one.
Good morning, Dawn.
Hey, Dawn.
Good morning. Good morning. All right. So we have this. This is the press release. Hold on a second. So this press release was on February the 22nd. We haven't made it that far yet here on the. Let me go share that real quick. And then I'll have that press release ready. Hi, Aries Fire. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I know the community was safe, Vomit, right? Hey, Dawn.
Hey, Dawn.
Let me see if I've missed anybody else. Not. Okay.
We came
So,
in just in time, Dawn, because we started from the beginning. We're going to give you all the. We're going to try to stay at the beginning. It's hard, like I said, at least for me, to not jump and say, oh, this or that. But we didn't know those things back then, so.
yeah. Here on the 18th, public visitation is held at the Delphi Community High School at 4 p.m. On the 19th, it says man in photo is now a suspect. Indiana State Police say the man seen in the photo released days before is considered a suspect in their deaths. On the 20th, a statewide manhunt for the man seen in the photo. They urge Hoosiers to call in tips. On February the 22nd, down the hill. That's the famous words there. During the news conference, which we're going to share next, police revealed that Libby German had video and images of the suspect on her phone. They released audio of a man saying down the hill. So I'm going to play this. And then I'm going to run and grab Kiddo off the bus because he's almost here. So we'll watch this and then we'll come back together here in just a little bit.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Okay, good morning. On behalf of Sheriff Tove Lizzadby of the Carroll County Sheriff's Department, who is the lead agency in this investigation, Delphi Mayor Shane Evans, I would like to welcome you to Delphi, Indiana and Carroll County. If you would allow me a little bit of latitude here before we get into the meat and potatoes of the press conference to give a couple of thank yous, I would like to do that now. We volunteer because we care. Again, we volunteer because we care. I saw that on a fire truck here in Delphi, Indiana yesterday. And I believe it's a way of life here in Delphi in the Carroll County community. Because the way this community has wrapped their arms around this investigation and provided not just resources for officers as they're investigating this case, but also their willingness to give us information and anything that we have asked, including this church today for the press conference that Pastor Todd has given us. And of course, we want to thank the Delphi United Methodist Church for this facility today. Again, I would like to thank everyone who's given donations and any general support to this investigation. I would also like to thank in advance the person who's going to call our tip line and give us that tidbit of information that's going to lead to the arrest of the murderers of Libby German and Abigail Williams. And I would like to thank the media for their patience. I understand there's information that you would like to get to your subscribers, get out into the media. But as you know, we have information that is germane to our investigation that we have to keep close to the vest because this investigation is too important to make any mistakes and give out the wrong information. So again, I thank you for your support and your patience as we go through this case. There are a couple of acknowledgments I must introduce today, a couple of folks, department heads that are here. We have Delphi Mayor Shane Evans, Carroll County Prosecutor Rob Ives, Carroll County Sheriff Tobe Lesenby, Delphi Police Chief Steve Mullen, Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter, FBI Assistant Special Agent in Charge Greg Massa, and Captain Dave Burston, Chief Public Information Officer for the Indiana State Police. Obviously, the reason we are here today is to give out information in the double homicide of Libby German and Abigail Williams. On February 13th, Abigail Williams, 13, and Libby German, 14, went on a hike at the Delphi Historic Trails. On February 13th, they were reported missing later in the afternoon when they failed to return to a pickup location as a family member returned to pick them up from their hike. After organized searches on February 14th, one of those search parties unfortunately found the bodies of the two teens. Evidence in this case has led investigators to believe this is a double homicide, and that's what we're investigating at this time. Also shown in front of me is an enlarged depiction of a person believed to be the suspect in this case. We are actively looking for this person. We believe this person is our suspect, and we would like any information, regardless of how small or minute you might believe that information to be. It might be the one piece of a very large puzzle that helps us get this person in custody. So please call our tip line, 844-459-5786. And again, I would like, as we go through this press conference, to remind the media there's going to be information that is germane to our investigation that we're not going to release today. But at the end of the press conference, we will have time for question and answers. So as we go through our speakers, I ask you to please hold your questions to the end of the press conference. So at this time, I would like to invite Indiana State Police Superintendent Douglas Carter to the podium.
Words tend to escape during these periods of times, and I've only had a couple of other situations in my lifetime. I'm able to stand before you and say that. Why Libby? Why Abby? Why Delphi? Why Carroll County? Why the region? Why the state? Why even in the nation? I say that because this is a classic example and a clear example that evil lives amongst us. To the family, to the community, the region, the state, as a leader of the Indiana State Police, I say, I am so very sorry. Resources. It's unlikely that any of you will ever see, nor will we ever see or experience again, the level of resources that are attached to this investigation. To the media, my gosh, all I can say is give you my sincere thanks. See, this isn't like TV. There's a perception that this can be solved very quickly. Anything that we do can be solved very quickly, but this is a testament that it can't, and we need you. We've needed you since last week. We need you today, and we need you tomorrow. And likely we'll need the media all across this nation. So from a simple guy like me to you, I say thank you. To the people dressed funny like me and those that represent the law enforcement profession, please understand we're human beings just like you. I'd stand anywhere in the nation with people standing behind me. And I would suggest to you that every time something like this happens, a little piece of us dies as well. But I also want you to understand how committed we are as a collective one, and we will continue. This has been briefed all the way up to the director of the FBI, Director Comey, and Greg Mass is going to talk a little bit about that. I've had an opportunity to speak to my boss, Governor Eric Holcomb, a couple of different times about this situation. And every time I do, I see this look that comes over his face, just like yours in this community's. And that's the unfortunate experience of experiencing evil. We're not stopping. The poster in front of you. Someone knows who this individual is. Someone knows who this individual is. Is it a family member? Is it a neighbor? Is it an acquaintance? Is it an associate? Or maybe that one guy that lives over at that one place that just kind of not right. Maybe it's his jeans. Maybe it's his jacket or his sweatshirt. Maybe it's his shirt tail. Maybe it's his posture. Maybe it's the right hand in his pocket. You see, even with technology, we need human intelligence. In other words, we need you. I'm not suggesting that everything that we can do as science has been done, because we are just getting started. Abby and Libby deserve us. They deserve every single one of us, and not just the people standing up here on the stage that have given so much of their lives to not just this, but to this profession, but each and every one of you. Each and every person listening, watching, or seeing this in some form, we need you. Libby and Abby need you. Please do not rationalize tips away. Rationalize what you think that might not be important away by thinking he would never do that to another human being. Or think what I know doesn't matter. Let folks like the people that are standing behind me with such incredible passion and commitment and dedication to this profession make that determination. Tips are anonymous. Some might not want to talk about it because they don't want to get involved, because they know the individual. Again, he may be a family member, probably has family. No one will ever know. No one will ever know. There's not an agency on the planet better than helping us facilitate this than the FBI. And they're as entrenched in this as anybody. No one will know. As poor as this picture is, somebody knows. And if you're watching, we'll find you. Who's next? I hate to ask you that question. I'd give my life to not have to. But I know you've asked yourself that very question. We must recognize it. You see, we're all the same. We're all human beings. We must keep our resolve for Libby and Abby, for this community, and frankly, to ensure that good trumps evil. And it will. You're going to hear more in just a minute about what we know. Do not discount the voice that you'll hear. We will stay committed with resolve, very, very rarely exhibited with human behavior until this conclusion. Please be patient. Become our partners and communicate with us as often as you can. And now, from a very humble servant, that's the most blessed guy on this planet to represent the profession that I represent, to Abby and Libby. It's my hope and my prayer that you're now experiencing God's promise of eternal peace.
At this time, I would like to invite Greg Massa, Assistant Special Agent in charge for the FBI, to the podium.
Good morning. As the Assistant Special Agent in charge, my role is to supervise and lead the FBI's criminal investigations across the state of Indiana. 9 days ago, we had an agent that was participating in the search for the missing victims. And from that moment until this morning, we have stood shoulder to shoulder with our law enforcement partners here. The FBI plays an important support role in this investigation, this joint investigation. I'm very humbled by the response that the resources that are under my direction have brought, and hopefully the contributions that we are making. On any given day, we have 20 FBI agents that are here providing investigative help, whether that's running down leads, conducting interviews, helping with lead tracking system, providing intelligence analysis support, providing technical assistance. Every night, I update our FBI headquarters to our Deputy Assistant Director. And as the Superintendent mentioned, this has been briefed to the FBI Director on 2 occasions. So whatever resource that the FBI has available, whether it's here in the state of Indiana or nationally, we have brought those resources, and we will continue to do so. We were committed to working around the clock, as we have been over the last 9 days, and will continue to do so until this case is solved. To the members of the community, when I met with our behavioral analysis unit and their expertise and their experience, it is oftentimes even unwitting that a member of the community may have information that is germane to this investigation. And I'd like the community to go back 9 days and go back to the afternoon of February 13th, Monday, February 13th, and just think if you had an interaction with an individual who inexplicably canceled an appointment that you had together, or an individual called into work sick and canceled an important appointment or a social engagement, and at the time gave what would have been a plausible explanation. My cell phone broke, or I had a flat tire on my car. But in retrospect, that excuse no longer holds water. That may be important. Likely so are behavioral indicators that this individual may have exhibited since the afternoon of May 13th. Did this individual travel unexpectedly? Did they change their appearance? Did they shave their beard, cut their hair, change the color of their hair? The superintendent mentioned the clothes that this individual was wearing in the photo. Did they change the way they dress? Did their behavior change? Did their sleep pattern is different now? Did they start abusing drugs or alcohol whereas they would not have? Have they been anxious, nervous, irritable? Have they followed this case and what the media is putting out with a sense that is not normal? Have they had ongoing discussions regarding their whereabouts on that afternoon or thereafter? please, if you have that information, call that into the tip line. After this press conference, the FBI will be putting out a series of these indicators on our social media, so it'll be available not only to the citizens of this community, but across the state of Indiana and then nationally as well. We'll also be utilizing digital billboards, and in any way we can spread this message, we will. I'll just finalize my remarks just to say that to my law enforcement partners behind me, to the community at large, 9 days ago, the FBI stood shoulder to shoulder with you. We're not going anywhere. We will be here until this case is solved, and I am confident this case will be solved. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to invite Captain Dave Burston, Chief Public Information Officer for the Indiana State Police, to the podium.
Thank you, Tony. We do have some new information for you today. It's in the form of an audio file from the cell phone that Liberty German had with her at the time. We're not going to play everything that we have, but Liberty had the presence of mind to turn on her video camera. Again, we're not going to be able to share everything with you, but we are going to share this audio clip with you momentarily with the hope that somebody will recognize this voice. And I want to be very clear that what you're about to hear is just 4 short words. Excuse me, 3 words: down the hill. You're going to hear this played 4 times. The audio quality is not superb, but there's enough there that somebody could recognize this person's voice. And as Superintendent Carter said, not to rationalize away. If you hear this today and you think, my God, that sounds like fill in the blank, call us. Make an anonymous tip. Tell us who you think it is. Let us investigate it. If it's not the right person, they'll just be out a little bit of time and they'll be cleared and they can go on and they'll never know that you called. But you may tell us who the right person was. And you could be the person that helps us to solve this horrible crime. Micah, play the clip, please. Would you play it one more time? So that audio clip later today will be available on the Indiana State Police website. You can simply go to our website and add the extension /delphi.htm. There will be information on that website that talks about the reward that is being collected now. Sergeant Slocum will talk more about that, the amount of money that's been raised towards solving this case. And really, money shouldn't be what drives somebody to help solve this. Just a sense of community and wanting to help and to get this person off the street. The image that you see there of the suspect, that came from Liberty's phone. I think many of you had speculated that before. We weren't prepared to discuss it at the time. We have more video. We're not releasing it. It's germane to our investigation. And it's important that we spread that person's voice far and wide for somebody that will recognize who that is and will call us and tell us. I also want to tell you that there will be a tip line. There's an email tip line. I'll spell it out for you, and it'll be on the website later, but if you want to copy this down, tips can be emailed to ABBYANDLIBBYTIP at CACOSHRF.com. So that is Abby and Libby Tip at CACOSHRF.com. COSHRF.com. Phone number, email, call call the Delphi Police, call the Carroll County Sheriff's Department, call the state police. Help us to capture the person responsible for these murders.
As I started out, we volunteer because we care. I believe that's a way of life here in Carroll County and the Delphi area. As Captain Bursa indicated, we now have monies for a reward. I believe we're in upwards to around $41,000, with $25,000 being donated by the FBI, $10,000 by the Indiana Packers, a local business. The Andersons have donated $5,000. Indiana Lafayette Savings and Loans has donated $1,000. They do that because they care. We need to solve this case. We have every resource that we can think of to prompt people to give us information. We need to get the murderer of Liberty German and Abigail Williams into custody sooner rather than later. That will be the end of our press conference. As far as speakers at this time, we will entertain questions.
Is there any specific information that says the person is local or from far away? No. Could this be a stranger crime? That's a possibility. Could this be somebody that knew that the girls were going to be there at that time? That's a possibility. Nothing is off the table.
That's exactly right. The only thing I would add is where the FBI can come involved, and if it does lead interstate or multi-jurisdictionally, we have that capability to stretch it further outside of this immediate community across the state or across state lines.
Let's go one at a time. I'll let you do your follow-up, then I'll come to you. What's your follow? Go ahead and do your follow-up.
How long after Liberty posted to social media did this crime happen? Did the murders happen immediately after, or was there time for someone to see them on social media and then meet them on that trail?
As a special, we know that there are going to be lots of questions that we specifically cannot answer because there are things that we do not want to tip our hand to the person responsible for this. That kind of information we're keeping close to ourselves. Is it reasonable to think that that's an area, one of two things happen? That was a chance encounter. That's possible. Don't think it's likely, but it's possible. Or that person knew that they were going to be there. That's possible as well. Those are things that we're looking into. Question over here. Similar to what I just said, there's specific pieces of information that we're not discussing. The best example that I can give you is if somebody is a victim of a burglary and then they're murdered, everybody wants to know how they were murdered. If we go into the details and we say they were stabbed twice in the back and they were shot in the head, then everybody hears that. And then we get tips. People tell us that, and the tip is useless. We're keeping information that will only be known by the person or by who that person told. And when that's shared with us, it will set off the alarm bells and we'll know.
Information upon what you have and other investigators have seen of this crime, do you believe this individual has killed before, and what makes you believe he would do it again?
Greg, I'll let Agent Massa address that.
There has been no indication right now that this is a part of a serial murder, if that's what your question is. So as of the facts that we have collected at this point in time, we have not tied it to any other known homicides.
We have other information that we're not sharing, and specific to your question, Raphael, keep in mind that the likeliness of the possibility of more than one person. Uh, we're not saying that the voice that you heard is the same as this person here. This is all very complicated, very involved, and as much as we would like to tell you everything, more importantly, we want to solve the crime. That could be or could not be. The audio is also from Liberty's phone. So again, she had the presence of mind to have the phone on and to capture video as well as audio. No, I can't. That is a loop that we played 4 times for purposes for you to hear it. No, there's nothing I can speak to about the scene investigation and collection of evidence. Yes, and thank you for asking that, Paris. To clarify, the image that you're looking at here came from Liberty's phone. There's nothing that we are prepared to release at this time. No, I can't say that because we weren't there. We know that voice was captured from her cell phone. We know this image was captured from her cell phone. Keep in mind, all of you are in the television business. What do you see out of the TV? You see this. You don't see what's over here. You don't see what's over here. So there's lots more that we're looking at.
As I indicated before, the reason we believe this is a suspect is based on the totality of the evidence that we've gathered thus far. That has led us to believe this is the person that at least participated in the murders of Liberty German and Abigail Williams. Now, we're not going to release that part of the information, but it did come from her phone, which entails that even though we enhanced it, it's the best we have. That's the image we're giving. And just because you and I do not recognize that photo, there, as indicated earlier, a person that works with what appears to be a male white in that photo might recognize him. Again, a family member might recognize that. Unfortunately, it's the best we have, and that's what we're going to go with at this time. If we decide to go other routes later, we'll let you know.
Seemed suspicious or was creeping her out in some way? And if so, what's your reaction? What do you know having the presence of mind to do?
This young lady's a hero. There's no doubt. To have enough presence of mind to activate the video system on her cell phone to record what we believe is criminal behavior that is about to occur. As far as the first part of your question, that's something we're going to keep close to the vest as part of our investigation. But there's no doubt in our minds that young lady is a hero. Well, unfortunately, when you're in the law enforcement business, there are crimes that occur in this nature. As far as the time frame and different things, in my experience, are unique to my career. But there are a lot of smart people standing behind me that will probably have a different answer. But again, rest assured, we're using our resources to put the person and or persons that murdered Liberty German and Abigail Williams into our jail here in Carroll County.
The only thing that I want to add to that is all of you have more questions than we can answer here today without compromising the case. I think we all can agree there's one thing we want to do. We want to capture the person or persons responsible for this crime. We wanted to get this video, to get the audio clip out to you. We wanted to confirm to you where that image came from. We've accomplished those two things here today. We encourage you to play that audio to your audiences frequently over the days to come so that we can develop a tip to that tip line or to the email address that I gave you or to the website information that will be on the state police website at 10:45. At this time, we're going to conclude the news conference. Thank you all very much for coming here today and to helping to spread the word. Thank you.
All right. So, they were full of questions. Keep in mind that that was on the 22nd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Only thing I hated, not hated, but the only thing I didn't like was when he said that guy over up the hill or whatever, that's just not right. And I was like, way to send people looking for the recluse that's not a murderer. He's just different.
The off guy.
I hated that from the beginning. I was like, dude, that was not good.
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The person that did it probably ain't right, but y'all understand what I'm saying.
I know what you mean.
He's like, that guy up on the hill that just ain't right. I'm like, yo.
There's a lot of dudes up on the hill that just ain't right.
Facts.
You know,
That's
facts.
true.
It's furthest away from a murderer than could ever possibly be.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So,
did you have any main takeaways, JB?
I will say too, and it was brought up in chat that they couldn't really hear the recording, and I think a lot of that was because of where they were at. The audio there at that press conference, the one that was actually released later on is definitely more clarified, and you can hear it. And I mean, I get it. There's a lot of people that they were like, I can't hear nothing, you know? But it was in the later, the one that they actually released out to the public, not just the one that they played at the conference. It was definitely a lot more clear. You could hear what was being said and the tone and all that.
Yeah. And we'll be hearing that like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see who popped in. QB fell out and fell back in.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to hear.
Ma'am, your reentry fees are adding up.
I know. I'm gonna need a loan. Yeah, but I think they extrapolated it too. Like that was the original time they did it, and they pulled it out and kind of cleaned it up.
Yeah,
because they ended up releasing, later on they ended up releasing one more word. But let me give y'all the ASMR. Can you hear it?
I got that coffee ASMR going.
There you go. There you go. I got y'all covered. I was doing that for Margaret because I don't know if she made it to the coffee maker or not.
I saw Margaret's legs are asleep.
Yeah.
I can just hear her going, ow, 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 ow.
Yep.
Gotta risk it though. You gotta risk it for the coffee.
Gotta risk it for the biscuit.
For the biscuit.
That's it.
That's right. I was gonna say that, but I decided not to. But yeah,
she did make it. She made it to
yay!
Yay!
I'm clapping for you. I was cheering for you.
Woohoo!
Yeah, but and I'm trying to remember, but I thought it was odd that they called the FBI in so quickly.
I think they did that more for the
assistance, like
assistance, the available tools that the FBI have.
Yeah, it's just it made me think that. Obviously they knew what the scene looked like, but it was like they called in the FBI because of the cult religious,
That's what I feel like happened.
aspect. That's what I thought because, and I know they needed their resources, but normally that wouldn't happen until later
Right.
when they start exhausting their resources.
Yeah.
And so I've always felt like I always thought that was weird, and then when they released the cult information, I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
It's like finding out what we know now if we could have known back then.
Right.
Yeah,
I
You know
feel
what I
like
mean?
they walked up on that scene and they were like, oh, God,
Oh, let's do
Yeah.
this.
we ain't going to be able to handle this
Yeah.
by ourselves.
And finding out all this stuff later, then they were like, well, they just tried to cover them up. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Aileen, I heard the brisket at Bucky's is phenom.
Kayleen, where are you? Bucky's is the best ever brisket.
We don't
for the
have one
brisket.
near us, but
Oh, yeah, no, you don't. But they just okay, so this is a Texas thing, okay?
Mhm.
But they just opened one in South Carolina and people are
Upset.
they're driving like 3-4 hours ago. Bucky's is the best ever. Ever. And yes, I love Bucky's. Y'all don't even know. And you're in Texas. See, I knew it, Kayleen. They got the best t-shirts. I don't know who their marketing person is. Their billboards.
Bucky's, if you
Everything.
hear this, we could use some promo over here.
Bucky's, we love Bucky's. Yes, we love Bucky's. One of these days I'm gonna make. If I hadn't been in Texas and been to Bucky's, so many times, I mean, I would probably make the drive to South Carolina, but I just can't be bothered. That's pants and something far.
She said that's pants.
Beaver nuggets. Beaver nuggets. Dawn knows. Dawn knows.
Mm-hmm.
Beaver
Kayleen's like, it's a gas station, y'all. I know, but according to everybody, it is like heaven on earth. Like they have everything, I guess. I don't know.
Kayleen, you know that it ain't just a gas station. It is a gas station. But the thing, like the last one that they opened before I moved from Texas had like 64 pumps.
Good Lord.
I think. And then there's it's like a general store almost. Wait a minute. You can't buy no beaver nuggets at Walmart.
Really? They're basically corn nuts, right?
Yeah. No, they're not corn nuts. No. They're like corn pops. The cereal corn pops, but they're bigger. Yeah. And they got like a little butterscotch / honey / corn / oh, they're so good. Kayleen said I did all my. They do have one in Daytona. Yeah, they do have one in Daytona because Abigail goes when she goes and sees her people. Yeah. Kayleen said she did all her Christmas shopping there. I love it.
Lord have mercy. Okay. Let's get back to the Delphi stuff.
Y'all go there. I'm going.
Y'all got me hungry. I got my crock pot in there. It's sitting on my counter, and I'm thinking, do I want to put that bad boy up, or do I want to make some more of that bacon cheeseburger soup?
Why am I typing in beaver and it's like beaver horseradish, beaver tartar? That must be beaver nuggets. If they have beaver nuggets at the Walmart, I'm gonna lose my mind. They ain't got no beaver nuggets. They have beaver nuggets. Oh my gosh! You have to order them though. No, homie, I'll drive to They want $13 for a 13-ounce bag. No, homie. Where's Kayleen? Kayleen, let me send you some money. Yeah, White Castle is good. You can get those in the freezer.
Single Bucky's in this whole state of mind.
No, there's not. I mean, they didn't go outside of Texas until recently. And what's funny was when you would drive from Florida to Texas, there was a right before you left Florida, there was a billboard that said Bucky's 754 miles or something like that. But food, yes, there we go, talking about food.
Of course.
Yeah, but
The-
well, surely in Florida, y'all got Crystal Burger, which is the South's version of White Castle.
And I like me some White Castle.
But there ain't nothing like some White Castle. Now,
Y'all want to hear a shocker?
uh-oh, you ain't never had White Castle.
I ain't never had a White Castle.
Ma'am.
They ain't got a White
buy 'em
Castle in this state of mine
frozen.
either.
You can get it
buy
in
'em
the freezer
frozen.
section.
Yeah.
But it ain't the same.
Yeah,
No,
they're
it's
pretty
close.
daggone close.
It's close. It's close because they're steamed. Like the buns are steamed and the burgers are on the griddle, not griddle, the flat top, but they keep them warm in like a steamer. So if you heat them in the microwave, Steph, look, Crystal Burger ain't bad, especially at 2:00 in the morning when you've been out with your friends. I'm just saying, I don't know how I know that.
All you gotta do is just go to White Castle, get you a couple Crave cases. It'll be enough to feed the family a couple of times. But
Look,
then be prepared because
they gonna want them all the
with
time.
White Castles, along comes the White Castle. Then there you get the gas for free.
Yes.
The food is you pay for the food, but the farts are free.
Yeah. Look, Zombie came in hot. Crystal is disgusting. Look, my family was from Chicago. I was not. So they all did the White Castle thing. I was born in Florida. So that's all I had. That was before they were selling them in the freezer section. Now you can get them in the freezer section.
I ain't never had Crystals, but
yeah, South Carolina has one. North
Lily.
Carolina's getting one. North Carolina's getting the Bucky's. Like Lee said, pretty soon it'll just be the cafe channel. You ain't wrong. She snorted. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. All right. Hey Zombie, love you. So yeah,
Lee's just mad because he can't eat 99% of the stuff we're talking about. He's
right?
like,
He
"It's full of
lays out
carbs,
this
it's full of
whole
sugar."
Yep, he lays out this whole spread, can't have none of it.
I know it.
I need you to add bacon, sir.
Yes.
Just saying.
We need
And
bacon.
grits.
All right.
We can add grits.
Yeah.
All right,
bacon.
guys, we're getting back
All
to
right.
it. We're getting
Yep.
back to it. We're getting back to it.
We gotta get back
No more
to
food-
the
no more
to the
food
topic
talk.
at hand.
No more food talk. All right. Down the hill.
Down the hill.
Down the hill. So we already, talked about this a little bit where, Libby's phone is found with the video and the images and the audio. And they released the audio of the man saying down the hill. All right. So this is when the reward is announced. And how much did this $41,000 reward for
Yeah.
information to the arrest? But then that increases.
Yep.
FBI investigators executed a search warrant linked to the Anthony Shots account. This is dated February the 25th.
Oh,
So,
I didn't know that was so early.
yeah.
I
On
didn't remember
February
that
the
was so early.
25th, Indiana State Police and FBI investigators executed a search warrant linked to the Anthony Shots account. Their investigation led them to Kagan Klein in Miami County, according to court documents that have been heavily redacted. So I have this. Let me go over here real quick. Okay, no. Let me go back over here. So we're going to look at this. Hold on. All right. Let me share this with you guys. Make sure that's what you're seeing. Okay. So here it says the undersigned. This is where they get go after the Kagan Klein dude. Okay. It says the undersigned says on February 25th, the Indiana State Police and the FBI executed a search warrant at redacted. So all these little whole black spots are redacted. Names, addresses, personal information. While working the ISP case, redacted, the FBI sent information to the ISP cybercrimes unit that an adult male was soliciting female juveniles utilizing social media platforms Snapchat and Instagram. The adult male was using the username Anthony_shots. Subpoenas were sent to Instagram and Snapchat for the Anthony Shots account information. The Instagram and Snapchat returns provided Comcast IP addresses. A subpoena was sent to Comcast for the IP addresses associated with the Anthony Shots account, and they returned to redacted in Peru, Indiana. The Instagram subpoena advised the Anthony Shots account was registered on 7/20/2016, and the Snapchat return advised the account was registered on 7/14/2016. On February 25th, 2017, at approximately 12:30 p.m., the search warrant was executed on the residence by ISP, FBI, and the Peru Police Department. Redacted, and his son, so this is the dad's name. I don't remember what the dad's name was. And his son, Kagan Anthony Klein, were located in the residence. At approximately 12:35 p.m., Redacted was interviewed by ISP Sergeant Kunstek and FBI Special Agent Willman. Redacted was read his rights and agreed to speak with investigators. Redacted confirmed they had Comcast as their internet provider and it was a secured network. Redacted told investigators that Kagan did use Instagram and Snapchat. So, yes, ma'am.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. So, Steph, you're right. We didn't hear about all of that until later, but it makes sense now. That could be why they called in the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
Because that reaches a whole new, because they didn't even know if he was in Indiana, if he was in another state, was it interstate, you know.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep. And she fell.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Say it. Say it.
Hey here. So that would make sense. But still, they had the FBI there early on. I think they called him in for the cult aspect.
I do too.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do that search warrant until what, the 25th?
Right.
FBI was already there at the second press conference. Well, the first one wasn't really a press conference. It was kind of like we found two people, but we ain't confirming or denying who they are.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to check in with this child so she doesn't mom me to death, and I'll be right back.
I love when they go, Mom, Mom, Mom. Hi.
Yes. Right? Look, mine was so, what's a little cartoony's name? Family Guy.
Oh, yeah.
The little baby. He was so
Stewie.
Yeah. He was so
Mom,
Stewie. Mom,
Mama,
Mama, Mommy. Yeah. He was so Stewie at that age.
I used to have that as my ringtone for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So Dawn, you know the case. You just didn't know the girls' names. But
this is a many-year case.
Yes.
And then a lot has come out in the last couple of years. A lot.
Yeah. It was pretty dry for a while. Like it's interesting to me that they had executed that search warrant on the 25th of February. We didn't hear nothing about Keegan until like Steph said, like 2020.
Mm-hmm.
when they had, and they released a whole bunch that they had gone down the whole sex offender rabbit hole and gone
Yeah.
after a bunch of different ones. Keegan was liked for it for a while.
Yes, he was.
But I think he had an alibi.
And so was that other fellow. Was it
Yeah,
Daniel?
yeah. Yeah, he was liked for it too.
Mhm.
I always thought it was interesting. I think I've mentioned this before. You know, when they brought Keegan out, they had like 2 sheriffs, and he had like a set of handcuffs on, and they were all like blasey, blasey, blasey. But when
Mhm.
they brought Richard Allen out, I mean, he's like shackled around his neck,
Like
and
12 different other
there
sheriffs
12, yeah,
around and
12
some bailiffs
sheriffs,
and
and I mean, it was like this dude's half the size of Keegan. Keegan's huge.
Mhm.
But okay.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah, if I could show you how many articles I actually pulled for this, I was like,
there's so much.
Yeah. There is a ton.
I'm back, girls.
There she is.
Hi.
Okay. So we got the search warrant here on the Anthony Shots dude.
And they did. I don't know. Well, maybe I want
Wait,
to.
yeah.
Yeah. Never mind.
Pumped
Sorry. Disregard.
On the 25th, it says police interviewed Klein. While interviewing Klein, police learned, it says leered, but
Typo.
learned that he spoke to underage girls using Anthony Shott's profile, mainly using a white iPhone 5C. Multiple electronics were seized during the warrant, not including the iPhone 5C. On 2 days later, the 27th of February, the reward, it says police revealed they've received close to 10,000 tips in the case, and the reward surges to $100,000. So, they give a couple of big names here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to pronounce these names because I'm not a football fan or anything like that. So I don't know who these people are. But
Which one are you looking at?
Pat McAfee.
McAfee and Ursay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Add to the reward on March the 1st. So it says retired Indianapolis Colts punter Pat McAfee and Colts owner Jim Ursay announced a $97,000 donation, bringing the reward total to $200,000.
Yeah, and at one point they're like, the money's still out there. The money's still out there. It's like $250,000, and then everybody started calling, and they're like, "Well, we don't want you calling just for the money. Then why y'all out here telling?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like be careful what you ask for because you might just give it.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure that they had. Hi, Lynn GMB. Welcome to the chat.
Hey, Lynn.
Welcome.
Lynn.
Have I got any other newbies that's popped in? Because I
didn't see anybody.
I haven't seen. Yeah.
But hi and welcome. Welcome. And I miss Kayleen saying this. I miss this. Our oldest son just walked in the door. He got his Texas marriage license. He can get married to Sammy Joe in the next 90 days. Yay! Congratulations.
Morgana said, "Hi, I'm a newbie. You are not, ma'am. Sit down. You are not,
ma'am.
Hi, Morgana."
Who's Stewie?
We-
Wow.
Oh, she missed all of that.
What did I miss?
Stewie's from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And we were talking about Jolie saying, Mom, Mom, Mom.
Oh,
And
And
Stewie used to do Mom, Mommy, Mom, Mama, Mama, Mommy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
She'd be like, What? Hi.
Hi.
yes, I had to say
Margaret.
how my boy was so Stewie back when he was
My
Jolie's
kids
age.
too. That's why I had their ringtone. I swear was like that was Stewie. Margaret, you funny.
Look at all you guys. Morgana talking about being a newbie. A newbie, my hind end.
Margaret's like, Welcome, Morgana. You'll love it here.
Morgana says, "Thanks, Margaret. I'm sure I will." Okay. All right. So this here on March 1st says, "We are forever grateful for your service." Grandparents of Abby Williams. And Abby's the one with the darker, like strawberry blondish brown hair.
Mhm.
With all the freckles.
Yeah, the freckles. The grandparents of Abby Williams leave an emotional note at police headquarters expressing the family's gratitude for their work in the investigation. And I wanted to open this up and show it because I didn't actually read this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But here it says, "Where are the police when you need them? I have uttered these words whenever a speeding or reckless driver nearly runs me or someone else off the road. Where are the police when you need them? They are here in Delphi with us. We pray for your protection and we are forever grateful for your service. Diane and Eric, Abby's grandparents."
Mhm.
Wow.
The simple little words can mean a lot, touch in a different way than what most can.
Mm-hmm. True. All right. March the 2nd, Keegan Klein turns in phone. It says the iPhone 5C, the device that Klein had turned in later to police, had much of its data deleted.
Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
According to court documents, it says the web browser history on the Safari app had been erased as well, although investigators were able to recover some information. And then we have a snippet here of the probable cause affidavit. So let's take a look at this. Let's see here. It says, let me make it bigger. While looking over the digital forensics examination report, I noticed the user of the Apple iPhone 5C deleted multiple items off of the phone before turning it into law enforcement. On February 25th, 2017, the search warrant was served on the Klein's residence and Keegan was interviewed and polygraphed. On February 27th, Keegan called the Indiana State Police to turn in the Apple iPhone 5C. Of course, he's going to turn it in after he takes all the stuff off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Even back in 27, I mean, I know we know now that nothing is ever really deleted, right? But
Right.
even back in 2017, we kind of still pretty much knew that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, y'all get bail money because if they check my phone,
Me
they gonna be
too,
like,
baby.
"Damn."
Me too.
Be looking at all the cold cases, trying to figure out if QB did it.
QB did it. QB did it.
QB did it.
QB
QB
did
did
it.
it. QB didn't do it.
Lord have mercy. Okay. It says on February 25th at approximately 7:30 p.m., Keegan's polygraph was concluded. Wait, when did it say when it started?
It may have been in the original, but I can't remember.
Let me look and see here. Yeah, I don't see it. But anyway, at 7:30, Keegan's polygraph was concluded and he was transported back to his residence. The digital forensics examination report shows at approximately 9:19 p.m., the user of the iPhone 5C started to uninstall and delete apps from the iPhone or from the phone. At approximately 9:19 p.m., the user uninstalled and deleted Snapchat. At approximately 10:14 p.m., the user uninstalled and deleted Instagram.
That's not sussy at all.
Mm-mm.
On February 26th, at approximately 1:12 p.m., the user uninstalled and deleted Meet Me from the phone. Okay, so what's Meet Me?
Dating.
Yeah.
Okay. The user put Snapchat back on the device, and on February 27th at approximately 1:28 p.m., the user again uninstalled and deleted it from the phone. What was he like? Oh, let me get back on Snapchat real quick and see if I can hit up this one chick.
Probably.
I mean, that don't make no sense, right?
I hate it here. I swear. Everything's been fine, and I go to talk, and it's like, nope. He probably deleted it thinking it would delete his account, and then made a new account and logged back in. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know either. Let's see. Okay, Keegan admitted to using these applications to chat with underage girls. The evidence contained in these applications were destroyed when the user deleted them from the device before turning it into law enforcement. All right. So, let's go to the next little bit here. On March 8th, it says the FBI starts to build a profile here. Officials announce a task force to explore the safety of Delphi's trails as investigators reveal they're working with the FBI to build a profile of the killer. When is that second presser? What's the date on that so I don't get too far past it? Oh, hold on, Cutie. I hear you bouncing in and out. Hold on, ma'am. Let's see. That's quite a while later, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I'm not 100%. I didn't pull that one. QB did.
Okay. Let me let QB back in here.
I'm over here talking like I'm on, and it was later because that's when they give out the second. They changed the
Drawing?
the drawing, yeah.
Okay.
Which then made them think that maybe there was two people there. They didn't say that, but when I saw it, I was like, well, maybe there was two people there.
Yeah. That's when the speculation started with.
Yeah.
Could have been two people instead of one person. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just checking in with the comments, you guys. Oh. Steph says, hold on. Hold on. Maybe someone caught onto his catfishing and sus behavior, so he shut it down for a bit.
Yeah, they did. That's why when they did the search warrant, they couldn't find the phone. He had hid the phone.
Yeah.
And then a few days later, he brought it back after he wiped it.
They
Yeah.
they had obtained several different other devices,
Yeah.
excluding his white
The phone. Yeah.
iPhone.
The phone.
Mhm.
Shirley fiending for a cigarette. She's hearing stuff. I feel you, Shirley.
Shirley, it might be me. I'm diamond painting, so you'll hear drills and bottles opening and closing and things like that. So if my mic's on, you'll hear me diamond painting. So if you ever hear drills, most of the time it's me.
That was it, Steph. That was when he deleted the app and reinstalled it. Was during the time from when they executed the search warrant and didn't find the phone till the time that he turned the phone in. That's when he deleted and reinstalled.
Mm.
Morgana's like, it was me. She ain't even on here. We can hear you from here, girl.
All of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this here is says March 9th. Libby's grandfather speaks.
Mm-hmm.
So now we do have this video. I did find this video. I thought that it would be interesting because, you know, you hear from all of the different officials, law enforcement, you know, those different folks, but I thought it would be cool to hear from the family. But it says for the first time since the killings, the grandfather of Libby German speaks to the media. He thanks the community for its support and says he believes the case will be solved. Oh, Sergeant John Perrine, I don't know, with Indiana State Police says the case is emotional for all of us, in quotes. Adding that the reward has surpassed $224,000 and police have received more than 11,000 tips. So, but this is a picture of him. Let me let QB back in.
I was just gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna hop off because I got to get ready for
PT.
PT, and I figured that was my cue.
It's your Wi-Fi telling you, woman, time to
my
get off.
cue because I keep pushing the time back, and I think that's my cue that I need to probably just go get ready.
Mm.
So, but I'll be in the chat, y'all. And I'll let
All right.
Tyler know that he has to be nice to me.
Yep, tell him he has to be nice.
Yes.
Don't hurt our friend.
I feel like he's gonna hurt me though.
Well,
it's part of it.
It is part of it.
So
no pain, no gain, right?
If y'all are still here when I get done, I'll jump back on.
Okay, well, I doubt if we'll be on that long because Steph had a really good idea. She talked about last night. Had mentioned, you know, since there's going to be since this series is going to be so big, it's a good idea to just split them up into small chunks and save the long days for when we're covering trials and stuff. So,
and maybe we can give people a couple links to go look like that what is it, Down the Hill documentary, and a couple things like that, so they can go take a look and just kind of make an educated guess what they think.
Yeah. So let's go look real quick and look and see what the
poll
is.
Oh yeah, y'all be surprised. Y'all might be surprised.
Let me see.
Oh, it changed.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it was Ron Logan for a while. Shirley, the Down the Hill documentary is on. Well, there's a podcast, but if you search Down the Hill on YouTube, there's 2 parts that you can see. That one's pretty good. Just for a quick down and dirty of all
Did she drop off?
No, she's still there.
Oh, well, where'd she go?
My phone rang.
Oh,
My phone rang. All right, I'm gonna jump off, y'all. Love you.
love
Bye.
you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
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 So we're at 15 votes. How many people do we have in the chat? 14. Okay, so we
14.
have more votes than we have people in the chat currently. So there's been a lot of you voting, which is awesome sauce. I appreciate that. But 40% believe it's Richard Allen. 33% believe it's Ron Logan. 13% believe it's Odinists, and another 13% believe it's Brad Holder. So, I mean, Brad Holder is an Odinist, to be fair,
Yes.
but I was just throwing names in there, and some people believe that it was Odinists, but now Brad Holder supposedly has an alibi, but
This is
we
true.
don't know. But those are names that some of you may not even be familiar with, and that's way advanced for where we're at right now.
Yeah, that's way more.
Yeah, that's way later, but
It was just a rough idea to see what people's
Where
thoughts
people
were, and then
come.
maybe after this we can throw it up again and
Sure.
see
Shirley
what it
said
is later.
Odinist. Yeah, we'll get there, Shirley. We'll get there. Not today, but we'll be
No.
getting there. She's like, I'm gonna go do some research because I don't know what y'all are talking about. But I want to listen to Libby's grandfather speak. Let me grab that from my handy dandy little document that you guys have been doing amazing stuffs on. Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Mm. Hold on, let me go find it. I may have put that in a different.
Did you put that one in a different tab?
Possibly. Hold on a
Check
second.
your tabs. Check your tabs, Jenny. Check your tabs.
Okay, I found it. All right, I found it. So let me share this tab. As soon as my computer lets me. Holy cow, man, it's slow moving.
We're both experiencing the same computer issues today.
Jeez. All right, I'm gonna make it big, and then I'm gonna mute myself and play this. But this is dated March the 9th. And you can see here they've got this big board behind them. You guys are seeing what I'm seeing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But this is the grandparents. This is Becky and Mike, Patty. And this is Libby's. Libby is the blonde-haired one here. This is her grandparents.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hold on a second. Oh yeah, we don't know what Brad Holder said. They lost his interview, right, QB? I know. Steph says, do you know how much longer? Steph, I would say let me get through this video of the parents or the grandparents speaking, and then we'll chat about that. This video, I think, is like 20 some minutes long. It's 25 minutes long. And then we'll chat about it after the video is over with. And then we'll probably call it a day, because by then it'll be about the 3-hour mark, which is good for me for today. And I already promised the family that I'm going to make brookies today. If you don't know what brookies are, they're brownies and cookies together. And so Jolie's going to help me in the kitchen. So,
Yeah, and today's my dad's birthday, so I can't be on long today.
oh, happy birthday, Papa.
Yes.
All right. All right, I'm going to mute myself and then start this here.
State Police. Purpose of morning, everybody. Sergeant John Prime with the Indiana State Police. Purpose of this press conference is to allow the family of Liberty German to make a statement. They also are going to read a statement on behalf of the family of Abigail Williams. We'd like to start by request of the family with a word of prayer from Pastor Todd Ladd of the Delphi United Methodist Church. Pastor.
Thank you for joining us today. And if you would, join me in a word of prayer. Holy God, our loving Father, we thank you for your love and your mercy. And today, I pray for Liberty's family. God, hold them in the comforting arms of your Spirit. Draw them near to you in the protection of your love as they're vulnerable today in sharing their hearts about Libby and about Abby. Lord, they're sharing their hearts about their love for her. God, in your wise ways, guide their words so they may express their deeply held desires of their hearts that reflect their love for Libby and Abby. God, I pray that their response would demonstrate the love of Jesus Christ that has sustained them in the midst of the deepest and darkest valley. God, I thank you for all these individuals who have come today to tell the story that needs to be told so that more tips may process and we can begin to find justice. Lord, we pray for justice here on this earth, but Lord, we also ultimately hold hope for justice on the other side. So that in all of this, we put our trust in you. Bless them, bless their words, and allow us to tell the story in ways that give hope. We ask this in the name of Christ, our Savior. Amen.
Carroll County Sheriff Tobe Lesenby.
Good morning. My main purpose this morning is to thank each one of you for being here. I also want to thank our community, and I want to send out a huge net of thank you to everyone that's even had this on their mind for the last few weeks. Without your help, without your involvement, we feel like that we wouldn't be where we are right now. We continue to move forward, we strive for justice, and we will get that justice. At this time, I want to introduce Mike Patty, Liberty German's grandfather.
Thank you, Tobe. I wrote down some stuff so I wouldn't forget what we'd like to communicate. My family put this together. So obviously my name is Mike Patty. This is my wife, Becky. We'd both like to thank you for showing up here today. I'd like to read a statement. I got to put my glasses on for this. So show my age a little bit. This is a statement from Abby's family. Abby and Libby loved each other. Throughout this tragedy, we have honored their memory by caring for and respecting each other. We respect Libby's family decision to speak publicly at this time, just as they respected our family's decision not to speak publicly, the family of Abby Williams. I would also ask that the media to respect their choice. Let them reach out to you if they so desire to do it. A little over 3 weeks ago, February 13th, our girls went missing. On February 14th, they were found victims of a double homicide. This horrible crime has torn a hole in our families that'll never heal. It's the small things that seem to hurt the most. It's just natural to holler for them to come to dinner or in the mornings to get up and get ready for school. then expect them to come through the door after school. The silence when we don't hear their voice. Our girls were excited about the upcoming softball season. Just the day before all this happened, they had their equipment out playing catch, working on their batting in the backyard, going to the ball field with Anna to hone their skills for the upcoming season. But they'll never get to play a single inning again. There are too many ways to count how our lives will forever be impacted to share here today. I imagine most people listening that have raised or are raising children know how kids can be. A phrase that was jokingly attached to Libby and our family, from asking her to pick up her shoes, her school backpack, her coat, her first reply would almost always be, "I will, in a minute." We joked with her about this all the time. I believe if she were able to speak, she would ask people, please give her the 1 minute she always asked for, to really study the picture and listen to the audio clip. Someone out there knows this person or persons. He's someone's neighbor, coworker, family member, friend, husband, or acquaintance. If and when any new information is released by law enforcement, please take another minute from your day to review all the information and help us collect the pieces of this puzzle. Both of our families are requesting everyone to please help Abby and Libby. Look for someone who's recently changed their appearance, cut their hair, shaved, or started wearing different clothes. Have they changed in some strange manner that just seems a little odd? If you think it could be, but then say, no, he's not like that, go with your initial instinct. Let law enforcement run that information and make that determination. However small it may seem, it is extremely vital to capture every tip we can get. Please, we need your help. At this time, I'd also like to thank law enforcement and officials, along with our employers, pastors, the people and businesses of this great community across the state, nation, and beyond, who have pulled together around us, providing help and support in so many ways. From fundraisers, food for our families and law enforcement, to the hugs, handshakes, kind words, all of these items help. But again, we're asking everyone to take 1 minute and study the picture and audio, then reporting information you may have to the tip or email line. We also say thank you for all the generous donations for the reward fund. To the individuals, groups, businesses, all of which are too numerous to name. A couple that stand out are Pat McAfee and Jim Irsay. With their donation, the reward fund is now well over $200,000. The other donations we've received in Libby's name have been utilized to establish a scholarship fund in her name. And the rest of the funds we hope to be used to build a softball field and park in the memory of the girls, so they'll be remembered forever and have something for everyone to enjoy. Now, I would like to thank the news media. I've had several conversations with many of you. Your professionalism and respect for our families has been honorable. We've lost our children, and nothing will bring them back. But through your persevering coverage and help with this investigation, we are confident that together we can bring justice to those responsible for this horrible crime. We appreciate your time and help. Thank you very much.
If anybody has any questions for Mr. Patty, now would be the time to ask.
Mr. Patty, your granddaughter was heroic in her final moments. She was able to press record on her cell phone and provide the evidence to police the voice that we heard. How would you guys react when you learned that she was able to do this?
Well, I'm glad she had the wherewithal to do that, and I certainly hope that that proves to be the vital piece, that helps bring resolution to this. Obviously, we're proud. It's too bad it had to happen like that, but yeah, it was glad she had the wherewithal to do that. Thank you.
Go ahead, Mike.
Mr. Patty, there's my condolences to you. A similar question was taken, we specifically called Libby 2 weeks ago at that press conference for reporting what she did on that phone. When you hear
Well, first off, I'd like to address that is both the girls were heroes. They stuck together. I don't know exactly what happened out there that day, but I imagine there was probably an opportunity for one or both or to separate and try to make a break different ways. But those girls loved each other. They were good friends. Neither one of them left each other's side. Both those girls are heroes in my book. Absolutely. In our house, it's always, I love you, every time. That was with outstanding all of our grandkids, all of our children, everything. That's just it, you know. Before they go to bed, when they get up, drop them off for school, whatever it is, send a text message. It's always, I love you.
How are you coping with that at this point too? I think, you know, suspect at this point is being pulled in for questioning. Is that really difficult at this point for the family?
Well, obviously, yeah, we would like to see somebody, responsible for this, but I'm relying on law enforcement, and the efforts that they're putting forward. They've been kind enough. They walked me through their process of how they're evaluating this. I'm kind of a process-oriented guy, so they walked me through that. I'm very impressed with the steps that they go through whenever they receive tips. And trust me, every tip, every call is checked. There's nothing that's just going into a bucket, even if it seems so silly. There's the cohesive, work between the state police, the county police, the FBI, and the city police, and officers from all over that are coming in is just truly impressive. I truly feel we're going to get to the bottom of this, and that's why I'm asking for help out there. Any tips we can get is monumental, and it can really bring this case to resolution. Thank you.
How do you see the community and outpouring of support, as you mentioned, people using orange lights all over the area to remember these girls? How is it helping your family get through this right now? When you look around and see these posters and see the just everything that people are doing?
It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. The support that we receive from the community, the schools, her friends, law enforcement, just the public, our friends, coworkers. It's overwhelming, and it's the love that's poured upon us, and the support is welcomed. And we could surely use that right now. Thank you for that. Daily, multiple times.
This is your chance to talk to somebody out there, like you mentioned, that knows something, that maybe it's their dad, it's their friend, they don't want to speak out and want that reward. What can you tell them right now to get them to talk about what they took away from your family and why they need to come forward today?
Well, I'm hoping through if you want to call it the speech, or what I mean, that we developed or that we put together there and read, and I'm just reaching out to them to help put closure. This is a hurdle and a path that we're going down that, the pain will always be there forever. But this is a hurdle that needs to be knocked down. And with the help of law enforcement, I truly believe it will. But we need somebody out there. Somebody knows something. Somebody has to know this person, recognize that voice. And I encourage them to call in and give us that vital piece of information. No matter how small it may seem, it may fit into another piece of the puzzle that'll help put closure to this.
Like, it's been more than 3 weeks now since your daughter was murdered. How are you maintaining optimism that she will still be found?
Well, that's a lot of what we have right now is optimism, and in the pouring in of the tips and the support of the public, and again, all of our friends and everything that is coming into us. I mean, that's where we're gaining our strength right now. That and through our pastor, who's been a rock for us as well. Both of our families, we support each other. Abby's family and ours, we're in contact, so we help each other get through this. Yes, sir.
2 more questions.
I'll talk about the rumors here shortly. Yes.
How troubling is it for you knowing that there's a very dangerous person still out there?
Well, obviously, it's troubling for us as well as the whole community, the state, the nation. Somebody's out there that's done this. They need to be brought to justice, and that's why we're holding this conference. We need somebody out there who has that vital piece of information to turn this in. Help this community, help this state, help our nation, help our families to bring this to justice.
You know the trails very well in that area. Do your gut instinct at this point from the family, you think it's somebody that lives around here and knew those trails very well?
Alexis, we're not going to speculate right now on where they're from, and I'll get into that here shortly. So one more over here.
Mr. Patty,
Yes.
what would you say to this person who's out there who's responsible for this?
I don't know that I have a comment right now. I haven't thought that far ahead, to be honest with you. So try to be a Christian man. So I'll put more thought to that.
Last one here.
Why do you think Libby has the presence of mind to press report that day? Is that part of her personality? Is that something you guys taught her?
Obviously, she's a smart girl. She really was. But we talk a lot about having the presence of mind of your surroundings, and obviously she's kind of a photo buff anyway. That's why the girls were out there taking pictures. That's why they went out there in the first place, to catch the scenery, do some video with each other, and that's just part of what kids do. And trust me, there's hundreds and if not thousands of pictures at home on all of our computers and stuff where all of them have done it over the years. So that's just part of their natural activity. But obviously she had presence of mind, sensed something little strange there. I'm glad she did. Very glad. Thank you. Appreciate it.
The cash reward, thanks to incredible generous donations from the community, from organizations, to bring the person or people responsible for this crime to justice, is now over $224,000. Now, we know historically cash rewards aren't always claimed. We like to believe that somebody with the information would come forward out of the goodness of their heart to do the right thing. But there might be somebody out there that is motivated by this cash reward, and we would ask that person who knows something to come forward. There have been more than 11,000 tips come in to our command center. Of those 11,000, right now, 2,000 of those tips have been cleared with 110% positiveness that they are not related. There are currently 1,500 tips in the queue that need to be assigned to investigators to be looked into. There's a vetting process that these tips go through to ensure that we're not getting duplicates, to ensure that there is some merit behind the tip. But we want to encourage people to continue to submit those tips via email, by calling the tip line, send us social media. However you want to get that tip to us, we will look into it. Not one tip gets overlooked. There are rumors that are going around via social media that would lead people to believe that we know this person is not local, or vice versa, that we know this person is local. I want to reiterate and emphasize that we do not have that information. We don't want people to rationalize away their tip because they believe this person cannot be local. We don't want them to rationalize away their tip because they think this person is not local. So please, if you know anything, if you think you know something, trust your gut and give us a call. If you know somebody who owns a blue coat, if you know somebody who frequents those trails, if you know anything, we're asking for those tips because we will investigate. There are rumors that started to go about this being connected to other crimes throughout the nation. As protocol with any investigation of this nature, we compare to unsolved crimes throughout the nation. Part of that is the double homicide that occurred in Iowa. At this time, I can assure you, we have spoken with the investigators in Iowa. And at this point, it does appear to be coincidental that the two cases are similar, but based on the evidence, we are not able to connect the two cases at this time. I'd be happy to take a few questions. However, as much of you know, there's no new information to report. Yeah, Mike?
I know you just denied some of the rumors, but as you know, there's a lot of people, thousands of people spreading speculation, letting their imagination run on social media. The local audience here, no doubt a lot of them are watching you right now. What do you want to say specifically to people who are spreading unconfirmed information?
Yeah, spreading unconfirmed information or rumors could be detrimental to our case because it could lead people to believe, people who might have information about this case, to believe that we're closer to solving it or that we have information that we don't. Spreading those unfactual rumors could be detrimental. It could slow the process. We're asking people, if you see something on social media, if you hear something, make sure it comes from a reliable source. That reliable source will likely be the Indiana State Police. If it does not come from us, please hold off on spreading those rumors. Yeah, we've talked to thousands of people in Indiana throughout the nation, and in talking to those people have led us to other crimes. Crimes that aren't related to this case, but people that have arrest warrants, people that have drugs, people that have things they're not supposed to have, and those become their own criminal investigation. However, there has not been an arrest related directly to this case in Delphi.
Can you tell us where the DNA testing is at this point? Has that come back? Have you been able to compare it to any databases?
Yeah, so part of any investigation involves a human element, also involves a scientific element. The scientific element of that investigation does include searching for DNA. At this point in the case, I can assure you that we are using every tool necessary, every tool available to us to find the person responsible, which would include looking for those clues. We're looking into everything, and so we are open-minded. We're not discrediting the possibility of anything being possible. And so, absolutely, if it's possible, we're looking into it, I can assure you. It doesn't matter what I think, it's what our investigation is going to lead us to. And our investigators are working around the clock. They're so resilient. I can assure you, every morning I walk into that building, and these investigators are positive. The common phrase of the day is, today's the day. Not today might be the day. Today's the day. They're optimistic. I've never seen a coordinated effort that I'm seeing right now. More than 25 police agencies, hundreds of officers have been involved in this. Incredible teamwork, and we are very optimistic that we are going to find a resolve to this case. You're asking me to speculate, and I'm not willing to speculate in an investigation of this magnitude.
Can you talk a little bit to the guys listening, like you mentioned before, where suspect profiling can be obsessive about police coverage, watching, so he's watching you right now, or anyone that's involved, would you want to help him, let him know they're getting closer to him every single day?
The investigation is eliminating people that we know are not involved. We are confident and optimistic that our investigation is going to lead us to the person responsible, and we're going to continue doing that until it does so. We're looking at everything. I'm not telling you yes or no to that question because I'm not aware of a specific investigation leading us to that, but at this point we're open to anything. Yeah, those things take a lot of time. And I can assure you that they're giving every resource they have to this investigation, which would include those. But at this point, we don't have any definitive answers. anything we have in this case is going to be beneficial. And so if that's a tool that we have in our toolbox available to us to benefit this case and to move it forward, then we're absolutely going to use it.
Have they completed their profile?
You would have to speak to the FBI about that. I have not been given information either way. Is there any other questions? Yeah, Alexis, this is emotional for all of us. I can tell you that it's not easy, and a lot of people are putting a lot of work into this, and we're hoping that the tip's there, and we're going to find it. Thank you. We'll be available for individual interviews if you need so. The Patty family has asked not to be contacted today for an interview, but they are willing to do that in the future, and that should be coordinated through us. So thank you very much.
Okay, sorry about that little extra sound there. So, that was a very short little bit from the family, and I felt like it was kind of very matter of fact. And he did really good at holding back his emotions, you know?
He did.
But, yeah, I hated that you couldn't hardly hear the people asking the questions, but you could kind of gauge by what the answers were, what the questions were, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, it's just devastating.
And you can tell too, towards the end where the law enforcement officer was getting choked up, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's tough. That's tough. I said this once before. There's nothing that gets me in the feels more than when someone like that breaks down, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
so Chris Owens, hey and welcome. Yeah, I saw that you had asked, and then a couple of the girls here had mentioned that we were just taking a little deep dive and starting from the very beginning. So I think it's such a massive story with so many details that and to be completely fair and honest, I don't know anything much past, I mean, prior to Richard Allen's arrest. Like, I heard about the story when it happened, but then, you know, it was like stagnant for 4 years until, or however long it was before they made the arrest, the Richard Allen arrest. And so now I'm kind of going back from the beginning and taking a deep dive, not only for some of the folks here, but myself as well. So, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we do hope to cover the trial. And I saw Steph said that too. If they ever go to trial, it's supposed to be in
Yes.
October, but we will see.
Yeah, we'll see.
There's been a lot of new documents that's popped up recently, and the whole back and forth between the prosecution and the state and the prosecution and the defense and the lawyer or the judge. So it's just like one big poop show right now.
Yeah, the old defense, the new defense, back to the old defense, all of
Right.
it.
It's like, and then they'll never know which way they're going, whether they're coming or going
Mm-hmm.
at the moment. And honestly, there was so many different documents, like replies to this and this motion, and then the reply to that and this motion. And I'm just like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like Grace says, calm your farm.
Mm-hmm.
Calm your farm, but because she's Australian, it's calm your farm. So, but anyway, I appreciate you guys for joining. Any thoughts I see Lynn says heartbreaking. And it definitely was. Any more thoughts in the chat about the family speaking and the different things, or what are you eager to get to the most? Because when we come back, we'll be getting into, let me see real quick. Okay, when we get back, we'll be going into the search warrant of Ron Logan, which is the property where the girls were found. So, I mean, the girls were found where we talked about, but it was actually like butted up onto a property near a cemetery, and that property happened to belong to this old man named Ron Logan, and he was one of the first persons of interest besides Keegan Kline. So we're going to be looking at him. And I'll give you guys a couple of links. QB had a really good idea. Let me grab them. She had, one of you guys had added a couple links.
She did the podcast. She did that. So.
Oh, I think these are videos.
Yeah.
These are on YouTube. Yeah. These are the, I think
the downhill documentaries.
Yeah. Okay, so this is, it's a documentary. You can find it on YouTube, on TV. If you have like a smart TV or you have the different streaming apps, you can find it there, but you can also find it on YouTube. And here's the link for part 1. And then also there is a part 2.
Yep.
Copy. And paste. So there's part 1, part 2. Let me know if those links work. Somebody, ooh, QB's back. Ma'am.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm driving, but you know I got words, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a podcast, there's a Down the Hill podcast. I think it's on Spotify, and I can, when I have a chance, I can throw the link on the document. But it'll be after I go to PT. And then those 2 videos are actually a documentary based on the podcast.
Yes.
So, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's the total of the 2 videos is like an hour. So it's a quick down and dirty of all the things. The other thing I wanted to say was they got the search warrant for Ron Logan, but I think they searched his property prior to, when they were talking to him, when they were out there looking around and stuff like that. And that's where the rumor, quote unquote, came that they couldn't provide evidence because it was obtained illegally or not legally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyways, y'all know I got words.
You got words.
I got words. So, but
thank you, Morgana.
Yep.
Dawn says she's interested most in the investigations. Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, if you search on there, there's a lot. I would just say try to find, the more credible people.
Yeah, more reliable sources.
Yeah, reliable. I think Swoop did some. Grizzly probably did some. I know Grizzly just did a new one. That was yesterday.
Crime Weekly has done some also.
Yeah, about him, about Ron Logan not being alive and not being able to go after him. And there is some question. I know you're trying to get off. There was some question as to I think it was Grizzly that said it, as to if it was Ron Logan, or they thought even remotely close that it was Ron Logan, why wouldn't they go after him? Because that would be an easy solve.
Mm-hmm.
So that does beg the question, is it Ron Logan? Because they're not wrong. I mean, that would be...
Yeah, but here's
That
the
would be
thing. If they
illegal
went in
search.
there and grabbed stuff
Yep.
and done stuff prior to,
Yep.
they can't use any of it against him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It felt very much like the whole thing smells of a cover-up.
Mm.
I just can't put my finger on exactly what yet.
Yeah.
But
Right.
that's my personal opinion, allegedly. But I've been following this since day one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it smells. I just can't put my finger on it.
Well, there's a lot of smells. I know that.
Yeah, it definitely smells.
Smells.
Anywho, I am at PT.
All right.
Yeah, Lynn, he was
Lynn.
cleared, but he wasn't. His alibi did not check out. But because he had the receipt, quote unquote, they were like, "Oh yeah, okay, you were there." But come to find out, the guy who drove him there said he did not drive him there. He pinged his phone pinged at the property, not near the tropical fish place.
It pinged at the property when
he was supposed to be at the fish place.
At the fish place.
So there are reports that people say, "Oh well, his alibi checked out." It did not check out.
Yeah,
it did not check out. And again, it goes to, what did they find before they got the search warrant? Because they were in his shed, they were in his garage, they were in a bunch of places before they ever got the search warrant. So, anywho.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, could that have been, accidental? Like while they were...
Absolutely. They
Most
never
definitely.
dealt with anything like this. Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, and that's the thing. Like, okay, so if it was an accidental thing because they had never really dealt with anything like this, then own up. Just be like, we messed up, y'all. We messed up. And we really think it's him, but we can't prove it's him. Or whatever, whatever the case may be. They had never dealt with anything like this. So it's kind of like when they released the crime scene and then 2 days later, they're like, oh, wait, no, we're going to close it back up. Is that helpful? Not really.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's like a circle that never ends, because
yeah, it's a lot.
It's a round and round thing.
To me, if it were Ron Logan, then they would have found something else to have got him with. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. Or maybe he had time to get rid of it. Anyways, I'm at physical therapy. I'm going to go see Tyler. Love y'all.
You don't even think it's Ron Logan. I know who you think it is. Get out of here.
I actually do think it's Ron Logan.
Oh, okay.
I actually do think he's involved. I just throw that up just to mess with y'all. Although I will say, y'all back me up, or y'all go listen to it and tell me if the sheriff don't sound like the dude on the tape. All right, I'm gonna go see Tyler. Love y'all.
Bye.
I love conspiracies and stuff, but I mean,
and that's all speculation. That's all our opinions. We're not stating facts and things along that right now until we can show you black and white what. Yeah.
And Lynn, I agree. You have to go where the evidence brings you. And I'm not going to say that I don't think Richard Allen did it. I mean, come on. He said he did it, right?
Mm-hmm. He's confessed multiple times to it.
Witness statements that said he's wearing these clothes that was seen the bridge guy, and he said what he had on. I mean, it was, everything points to him, but the defense is coming out with, when they came out with this, which we're getting way ahead of ourselves here,
Yeah.
timeline wise, but the whole that whole 130 some page memorandum or whatever you want to call that article, or not article, but that massive document
Mm-hmm.
was a lot of like could it be true? Could it be true? So
Mm-hmm. Put speculation in.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The defense will say it's anyone else except RA. Yep. Morgana says, why would he tell them he was there if he did it? Wait, what? Why would he tell them he was there if he did? Oh, right. Yeah, I've heard bits and parts about that too. Like, he said it so that to like try to like not seem guilty. Like, yo, I was there, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He
Nope.
volunteered the information, yeah. If the defense was defending Brad Holder, they would blame it on RA. Oh yeah. They're gonna defend. They're gonna point the finger at anybody other than their client, obviously.
Mm-hmm. That's the
Yeah.
defense's job. So I mean,
Right.
that's why it depends.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. It's if for whatever reason, let's just say Richard Allen did not do it, and say all of the things that point to him are planted or made him forced to say these things. What if? Then we owe it to him and the girls to, I mean, whoever it is, whoever's the guilty person, regardless of them being guilty, they deserve a fair defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just hope that it is a fair defense.
Yeah.
And I hope
That's what.
whoever truly did it, I hope that's who rots in jail for the rest of their life, because that's what Abby and Libby deserve. Whoever it is. And it's not up to me to be the one to determine, thank God. That ain't my job. Yeah. It's become quite convoluted no matter how you look at it. It has. You're right, Lynn. We're not supposed to know any, and to be fair, even some things that are in the court, even though it's a public, will be a public trial. I think there's some things that are meant specifically for the jurors' eyes only and not the public. So, but anyway, I'm going to call it a day for today, JB and QB. Thank you guys for joining me, and thank you for all the hard work you've been putting into this and helping me with this. And
Most definitely. I'm gonna go ahead and hop down so you can go ahead and say bye to everybody. Bye, everybody in chat.
well, make sure to tell your dad that I said happy birthday.
I sure will. Thanks, everybody. Bye, y'all.
Bye. So, good night, Steph. You go get you a nap. Morgana, you have a good day too. I'm sure we'll talk later. Goodbye, Lee. Goodbye, Lynn. Thanks for coming. And goodbye, everybody else in the chat. I would love a thumbs up before you guys leave. And the plan is to be back in the morning about the same time, 10 p.m. Eastern. Let's see. If and we'll be back to talk more Delphi if and we'll resume the timeline and documents and stuff. So, but if something crazy happens to pop out between now and then I may possibly see you. So, just keep your eyes open, notifications on, that kind of thing. So, but you guys have a good night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.